thing I can think of that means anything to me, just because it is a Silver Age Marvel character that is near and dear to my heart, would be Professor Charles Xavier. And the bittersweet
stayed
part
dead.
of that is
At least
that
4 years, right?
yeah,
He's still
I
dead,
think
right?
4
Unless he
years.
came back.
The series that it happened in, I did not enjoy. I thought it was a hot turd. So it's just a shame that
AVX?
I hated AVX.
Oh, really?
Oh, I thought it was awful. Oh, I thought it was awful.
It's hard
Yeah.
to follow.
The artwork, the fucking artwork was awful.
Really?
Oh,
That was one of the crossovers.
I actually liked it.
it was
Like-
the Kuberts. I just don't like the Kuberts.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not a Kubert fan. So yeah, that would be mine, Professor Charles Xavier.
I was just
It did have an
gonna
impact,
say, boy, I really like that artwork.
Yeah, I was not a fan. I think
Did
that's
I
all of
take
us.
your Kevin
Yeah, it
Keller?
is.
Yeah.
Was that?
Did I take your Kevin Keller?
No, I never would have thought of that. I never would have thought of it, only because I wasn't a big fan of Life with Archie.
Yeah. See, I didn't take it because it was yours. I just took it because
No.
it was the one that made me the most money.
Right. Nothing wrong with that.
Hey.
Nothing wrong with that.
Well,
Yeah.
speaking of-
Donatello would have made me a lot of money too if I would have known
Yeah.
and been able to order.
Yeah, people like their turtles.
You
Yeah.
do.
But because they brought him back so fast, the
Doesn't
value of
matter.
that book is
Dropped, yeah.
It's like
diminished.
15 bucks.
tremendously. Yeah.
Not even. You can pick that book up for almost cover price now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but initially that
Yeah.
shot up.
I was gonna. My second answer was gonna be Agent 355 from Why the Last Man.
Oh.
I figured that was an independent book, and they tend to stay dead in
Was
those.
that? I guess that was last 10 years, wasn't
Uh-huh.
it? Yeah.
No Walking Dead people mentioned?
No.
No. Because to me,
We
the
did
walk,
before.
like,
So we talked about
Yeah.
Glenn.
but like the walk, but even then, like the
Spoilers.
Walking Dead, like the Walking Dead deaths. Like Glenn was a big one, but they
You
weren't
almost-
that memorable.
Ezekiel.
But even still, it's
Expect
not
it. You almost
like that.
expect
That's,
somebody
I
to
remember
die.
that one because it's
Yeah.
recent, but
Yeah.
like I kind of I remember Tyrese,
RV died,
the
yeah.
governor killed
That's pretty-
Tyrese, but I don't remember like everything about it. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
so
The
it's-
only
Shit, I just now.
The only
remember
one that
Morgan's
shocked
still
me was
alive
Glenn.
After
That's
you and
the
I had
only
that
one.
conversation.
no, he's not.
The hell, he's not.
Morgan.
Yeah.
Morgan dies in like issue 86.
Oh, he does in the
Yeah.
comic.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
then I'm looking at some other.
The
black
only
guy.
one that shocked
Yeah.
me was Glenn. in
Again.
100.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, Morgan died. I think it was issue 86. Morgan died.
Bummer.
I was
Yeah, I
also
think it
surprised
shot.
no one said Peter Parker, just for the impact that it gave us a really great run of Superior Spider-Man.
Oh my
Right.
god, yeah. That was awesome.
Yeah.
It's my second.
Lee's favorite Spider-Man run.
It was my second.
Yeah.
We had talked about it,
Yeah.
but Kevin
Yeah.
Keller
That
was
is-
my first.
Okay.
And you're right.
If for anything
As
else.
for if it was just
No
for
one said
me
Wolverine.
personally, it
Wolverine.
definitely would have been Peter Parker. Because not so much I cared anything about Peter Parker.
698, right? Is when he technically dies.
Six-
That's when
99,
Yes.
isn't
It's
it?
99.
Lee.
I thought it was 60. That's the one where
What?
Ock calls Peter into the like his deathbed, and he takes his mask off, and you
Yeah,
find out that they're in
698.
opposite
Yeah, but I
bodies.
thought they were
698?
still.
And he dies
Was
as
it-
the issue ends, so like you hear that go beep. and
I have
it's
it. I have him at home. I could
I
just,
thought
you know.
It's okay.
But,
It's a
yeah.
really great issue. Plays
What
with
about the death
perspective
of
and
Damian
stuff.
Wayne, Lee?
Ooh, I gotta sell that.
That
too.
didn't impact you in a happy, joyous way?
Make some money.
Not really. No.
Well,
No?
If he would have stayed dead, it might have made me happy.
well, you mentioned Kevin Keller. That was your favorite.
Yes.
And speaking of Kevin Keller, if you could
It's
please.
time for a weekly roundup.
Thank you. One of the news items I wanted to bring up is that Archie is launching a new digital first series called Life with Kevin, starring Kevin Keller. It's going to be by Dan Parent, Jay Bone, and it doesn't
Ooh,
exist.
J-Bone. I love him as an artist.
Yeah, me too.
He's
Uh,
inking, I think. He's
Oh, he
inking
is.
over Dan Parent.
Okay. Still, it's,
So he's
Yeah.
a tracer.
Yeah.
Fucking Tracer.
And it's not going to be in the regular Kevin Keller like storyline. It's not going to be technically Life with Archie. It's according to comicbook.com, it's bridging the gap between traditional high school adventures and the Life with series. So it's kind of in between.
I have a
He
question.
goes to college.
Yeah.
Is this going to be Kevin Keller before he comes out of the closet?
No.
no. He
No,
came
he's
out of high
already
school.
out.
He came out
So
of high
he's-
school.
okay,
He's sort of.
it-
He's
as
living
is.
in New York now, like in college.
Okay,
It's my-
I just thought it might have been cool to actually get.
I wonder what
that
part of New
kind
York
of
he's going to be.
look.
part
Yeah,
of.
they would have had to go backwards in time. This is like going forwards in time, and I think Veronica's going to be in it.
Well,
'Cause
when did he
Veronica's
come
like
out?
his best friend.
Well, there's
Yeah,
supposed
that
to be
would
a
make
Betty
sense,
and
yeah. Was she-
Veronica series too
Yes.
by
That was
Adam
a-
Hughes,
Right.
Ooh, Adam
Yeah.
Hughes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like doing
Supposed-
the whole thing?
writing and drawing apparently.
Wow.
Oh, wow. So
Ooh,
that,
cool.
we're going to get 3 issues that a year.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
heavy
so
duty.
it's
Well, it
on
hasn't
par
come
with
out
Most
yet.
Archie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it sounds like Archie, yeah.
See, now I just thought of another comic book death that was amazing.
So
In other news, DC has announced a new imprint entitled Young Animal. We're going to get your
Mhm.
Gerard Way Doom Patrol out of that. Ryan.
Cannot wait.
The Shade's coming back. There's I forget the other one, the name, but it takes place in Gotham City. In a
Now, when
female
you say
vigilante.
young, I'm sorry because
That's
I
the name
haven't
of
heard
Young
this part.
Animal.
Young Animal is the name of the imprint, and it's
When
not,
you say imprint, I think imprint to me is like Wildcat.
It's a pop-up
Wild-
imprint, sort of
Wildcat.
like in between Vertigo and DC.
yeah, because
Yeah.
there's
Okay.
going to be a title that takes place in Gotham, so it's not really. It's more on the outskirts than like a separate thing all to itself.
Okay.
Yeah.
And like the Doom Patrol, like I don't know, they could be in the DC universe. They don't have to be. You know.
Right.
It's like Cave Carson has a cybernetic eye is the name
Yeah.
of the one book.
That looks really cool.
Yeah, and then it's Shade the Changing Girl instead of
Hmm.
Shade the Changing Man. So they're kind of like twisting it a little bit.
Cool.
But I'm gonna give it a shot. I love
Which-
Gerard Way.
You
Okay.
liked
Love
the
his stuff.
first, the new 52 Shade, didn't you? Or
I did.
Well,
did.
that was Shade from Starman. That's different.
Oh,
That's not Shade the Changing. That
Right.
was James Robinson continuing the Starman stories.
Yeah. Shade the Changing Man is like a 70s character that they eventually made into a Vertigo book.
I've never
And
read that.
he has like a thing that he wears, like a jacket that allows him to like change shape and like it's kind of psychedelic.
They'll probably put the trades of the old series out again. I'm sure.
Yeah, I would think so.
Mother Panic.
That's it.
Mother Panic.
That's
is
it. Yes.
The
You
other.
have the title? Oh,
Yeah.
okay, gotcha.
Gotham.
The Gotham one, yeah. Thank you. Well, if no one else has any, does anyone else have any news? I have two other things, but keep going.
keep
Yeah.
going.
Roll
All
with it, baby.
We'll
movie
see if they-
news. Ben Affleck. I mean, we kind of knew this already, but now it's official that Ben Affleck's going to star and direct.
Oh my God, they're gonna do a
Solo.
Batman.
Yeah, who would have thought?
Wait, why?
Son
it's not
of a
that
bitch.
successful of a character. I mean,
I really hope they do his origin story again.
oh my god. Yeah,
I
I
wanna
want
see
to
those
see how
pearls.
he came back.
Gotta see the pearls in the alleyway because I still don't get it.
I want to see Negan and Maggie get it on. What?
Let's. Yeah,
There's
we
your origin story.
Lee
Inception.
was saved from our review of
Yes,
Batman
he was.
Superman.
That's right. It was a lost episode.
Yes.
It was shit.
That's what Phil told me. That's why he said he didn't publish it.
Well, no, I don't think the
Probably.
recording
We only had like 20 minutes of it.
Phil said that's the reason why it wasn't published.
No, it wasn't published.
Yeah, Phil is sucking
Phil
up to
said
you.
you guys
Well,
did a
Phil
horrible
needs to
job.
look in a dictionary because we didn't publish any of them because they're not in fucking print.
You know how Phil gets.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know how Phil gets.
Yeah, way up your ass.
And last thing I have was
Love you,
Deadpool.
Phil.
Deadpool 2 has been confirmed with Ryan Reynolds, the original director of the last film, and then the guys that wrote.
And
the
when
last
is that
movie, too.
coming out?
I didn't see I didn't see a date.
2017.
Very good.
Oh.
Why'd you ask
Wow.
me?
That's quick.
Because I wanted to know if you knew.
Wow, that is a quick turnaround.
That's
Yeah. Yeah.
considering how long it got to take the first one to get made. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's smart. I mean, people
Strike
love
while
that
the
character.
Yeah,
They love
strike.
that movie.
And because if they're gonna do a low budget movie again, they don't need to.
Yeah, who cares? Right?
Yeah, right. Like just go crazy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe,
All its
maybe
money
this time
back.
they can afford a third X-Men.
Or a second set piece, a
Yeah.
third set piece. I mean,
Yeah.
That line was great.
I did have a little news. I saw a quick article. I don't know if it was brought up already, but Dark Knight 3:6, the solicit has been
Oh, yeah.
canceled.
Yep. And there was another book. Do you remember what the
That
other
means
book
they're
was that was
behind.
canceled?
It wasn't. There
Oh,
was
Starman.
Starman was canceled, and then
Permanently.
and then some of the books,
Starman.
like the Superman,
I didn't even know
Batman.
Starman was actually.
The Volume 3 Omnibus is never going to be published. They officially
so
announced
you're
it
gonna
today.
have to get the hardcovers. So
Yeah.
if you got the first two trades,
You're
An
screwed.
asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, good
and
times.
then they pushed some of the books that were supposed to come out at 52. They pushed them back to the Rebirth launch. It's like a Superman Batman annual, Superman Wonder Woman 30, and there's another.
I think Deathstroke 19 is coming out after relaunch.
Yeah,
as
like
well.
there's a
Okay.
couple that they wanted to end them, or like the ones that they were going to
And
end
then begin.
and then begin again.
Right.
They're actually just pushed them back,
Yeah.
so they're not truly going to end now.
Yeah, I saw that Deathstroke had another issue and an annual coming out
Yeah.
after Rebirth actually starts, which I think makes sense because I don't think his book is coming out until like August, so they can kind of push
they can
that
stretch
a little
it out
bit.
a little bit.
And I think I sold you my Starman Volume 1 and 2 because I finally gave up. I figured they were never going to. And then, of course, right after then, they solicited Volume 3, but it's not going to
Do you
happen.
have the hardcovers?
No, I had the paperbacks. I was
paperbacks.
collecting the paperbacks,
Oh,
yeah.
gotcha.
I already
mean-
sold them, I think.
Good, good.
That's so
They were
messed
good. They were
up.
fantastic.
Yeah, they're great.
Like
They
my
put
thing,
the letter
my thing
columns
with
in those too. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
like my thing with Dark Knight 3 was like they swore up and down like this book is gonna come out. We have a few issues like in the can already. Like we're good, and it was just like
The second
that quick
issue was
done.
delayed.
You believe that?
It was
No,
like
but
Secret-
it was just the fact that they pushed all this. But now it makes me wonder, like people got they had the deluxe hardcovers that were supposed to make the box set. Are they going to keep up with those if they you know? Is it gonna be one of those things where in like 6 months we're gonna get a random, Dark Knight 3 and a hardcover in, and it's like, all right, here you go, fuckers.
It's gonna say that right on the cover. Here you go, fuckers. Miller.
Frank Miller.
He has a habit of putting shit out late.
Yeah. I mean,
how involved in it is he? Because he's not really doing the full script.
He
He's
has
not doing the artwork.
complained, like passive aggressively complained about this
Yeah.
the whole time. He's already come on, I'm doing another Dark Knight, and this time I'm going to do my story. It's like, oh, you little bitch. You know what I mean? Like, just be a man and say, like, I wish they would have given me more control. Instead, he's like, no, I'm going to do my story. That's how I hear that in my head when I read that. Meh. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, good Lord.
I have news unless you guys didn't go over
Oh.
anything.
Where have you been?
I don't know. When I forgot to add words into there. Yeah, that's a toot toot. David Wenham. I don't know if you guys went over this. He's been cast in Netflix Iron Fist.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay, yeah.
He was Faramir in Lord of the Rings.
Mm-hmm.
He was the guy who told the story in 300. He was
Van Helsing's buddy.
yes.
Oh, he's
Yes.
Faramir. Okay,
Yes.
okay.
So he was cast as, I don't know this character, Harold Meacham
I don't know who that is.
I don't know.
in the Iron Fist world. That's who he has been cast as.
Just out of curiosity, with this Netflix,
Yeah.
are we going to get another Daredevil before we get the Defenders?
I don't
It
think
doesn't
so.
sound
No.
that way.
I think they've already started filming the Defenders.
They have.
Bummer.
'Cause isn't that a still from it that they showed, like the guy's mouth bleeding? Or was
I
that-
don't know.
I think that was just like a promo.
I just really, I like the Daredevil series,
Yes.
Uh,
I do too.
and
Hells yeah.
These Netflix series, they're going
There
ham
is
on these
still
Netflix
Yeah, they
rumors
are.
floating around of Moon Knight getting his own Netflix.
There's
Wow.
petitions for Punisher to get his own now too, because people
Yeah.
like that.
Oh, I want
That's
Moon
the-
Knight so bad.
That would
I hope
that
they
would
don't
be
do
good.
that.
Oh,
The show.
what?
I hope they don't do Punisher.
Me too.
Oh.
Moon Knight.
You know what? I kind of agree with you, Chris. I
don't know
think
if it would
I think if they
work.
just put Punisher in like they did with Daredevil, like
Yeah.
2, 3,
He works
maybe
good
4
with other
episodes,
people, yeah.
And
that's
Have
good.
him the Hulk
He's
of
good
the TV
supporting.
series. Don't
Yeah.
give him his own movie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it just becomes like its own like weird worship too, and then also, I don't think there's enough to sustain an entire storyline, like
No.
an entire TV.
Yeah.
I think there's enough to do one season.
There,
Maybe like
there'd be
like 10,
almost like
like
a
they,
10
they,
episodes.
they
or
could
something.
draw out one or two of the iconic stories.
Yeah,
and-
Franken Punisher.
Yeah, Frank
Yeah,
Franken Castle, get it right or
Ah,
pay
who
the
gives
price.
a shit? That's what it was.
I did.
Garbage.
But no, like they do, like welcome the one
That was my favorite.
Was it really?
No.
I was gonna
the
hit
story
you.
that
gonna read it one of these
the
days.
Thomas
favorite
Jane
was
Punisher
Rucka.
was based on,
I
like
have
Welcome
no
Back
idea.
Frank.
Rucka
They
and
could
then MS.
stretch that out to a season, but at the same time, it's
I don't think you need
Which
to.
one?
I think just keeping that guy. full
Welcome Back
parts.
Frank.
Oh, okay.
It was the Thomas Jane Punisher movie was
Yeah.
was relatively based off that.
Just
one.
they took a lot out.
Give me
Yeah.
Punisher Max when Aaron was writing it.
That was a Punisher Max story. No, sorry, that was a Marvel Knight story.
Yeah.
Regardless,
Like,
they need to put him back in the white go-go boots, whatever they do with him.
To go boots.
I thought
From
he
the,
Great.
from Spider-Man.
From the 70s comic,
Oh
yeah,
my
and
God.
Spidey. In the white go-go boots. I love it.
No, for me, I had
See skulls,
a
heads,
couple
feet
small
coming at you.
things. Did anybody see Brickleberry? It's like
Yes.
this weird Comedy Central
Yes,
thing.
I
It's
did.
sort of funny, sort of, you know,
Isn't
like
Daniel Tosh on that?
Yeah, he's a little bear.
he's a bear. He does Daniel Tosh things, but it's coming to comics for Dynamite. So if you're interested, you know,
Yeah, I'm not that interested.
but-
the show was alright.
yeah, it was. I preferred there was this like
Half the fun was the voice actors. So
yeah.
unless they're gonna narrate the comic for me, I don't.
The last thing was just the update for March sales. What do you think was the number one comic?
Batman.
No.
No,
Star Wars.
No,
Probably.
Batman was number one. Batman 50.
Everyone can suck it.
Number two.
Power Rangers.
Yep. Oh, you saw it already, didn't
that-
you? Yeah.
that-
Well,
book
Phil
is
actually
good.
was talking about that. Yeah.
Yeah, Power Rangers.
Damn.
By Kyle
Now,
Higgins, right?
now it's
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
now there's a reason for
Former
that.
Nightwing
There's a-
guy.
there's a
Former
reason for
Nightwing
that.
is
Is it
Cal.
Luke Rayner?
Cal.
no.
Well, yes, it was.
It was
Luke
part,
Reed has
part
one.
but at the same time,
Retailers.
retailers ordering heavy because it was the second most ordered book. But if you look at actual sales numbers of the copies that those places are reporting sold, it only I think it sold 110,000, something like that. Like that's what was ordered, but it only actually sold 67,000. So as far as it was the second most ordered book because people ordered variants because they had for the first issue they had 9-10 variants.
As they're wont to do.
As they're wont to do. But
Boom actually doesn't do that as much, but they did it for this.
Yeah, they did it for this. There were a
the Zero
whole bunch
issue
of
had-
I
I think it was each character and.
Well, actually, I know my buddy.
the Zero had 7 regular covers and counting the
Well, you still have some, right?
counting the 1 in 50 and the 1 in 100.
Okay, I count
And
those.
then all the
Kids, are they in the
retail
kids'
ones.
wall?
No, they're actually over here.
And
yeah.
and all the Zeros are sold out.
I can tell you, a buddy of mine owns Dimension X Comics in Harrisburg. He actually got a what do you call them?
He got a
connecting
display?
variants.
Comic.
connecting variant.
So he had,
he got the.
he had 2 connecting variants, which I think
I
when
gotta-
we start
I gotta
doing
say-
variants again, you don't
gotta
like
say,
his?
I don't like his.
Yeah, I don't like it
they
either.
were very Asian art.
They are Asian art.
No, yeah, and when I say Asian, I mean it looks like the old like the old samurai.
You know about them Asians.
No, the old
Ugh.
the old samurai
Yeah,
stuff like that.
yeah,
It was
yeah.
like that.
Corny
but it was
likes
the white
the
Ranger and the
Orientals.
green.
Oh,
They don't like being called
I don't feel
Orientals.
good about what you just said.
That means a product or item. You're calling the person a thing.
Oh.
I know.
Did anybody read
Turn
it?
in your
Yes.
social justice.
Actually, I
warrior
have
card.
read it, and I do enjoy
The
it.
Power Rangers
And
one?
I'm not a huge Power Rangers fan.
All right, I'm voting for Ted Cruz.
So I do enjoy. I have enjoyed the Power Rangers books.
Yeah,
so
I
far.
have too. I mean, at first, yeah.
it actually good?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
I just said that.
He just
I
said-
enjoy
I didn't
it.
even try because I don't know.
But it's
Like,
Power
No,
Rangers.
just
Power
because
Rangers
you enjoy
comics,
something
like,
doesn't mean
I
it's
don't know.
good.
Well,
I
that's
enjoyed Batman Superman.
okay.
Okay, and it was good.
I thoroughly
So,
enjoyed it.
Marvel won. They had 42% of the unit share,
Yeah, it's not
37%
winning
of
if
dollar
you're just
share.
Crushing every
Hold on.
month.
Can
DC
I-
had 26%.
No,
wow.
that's the same report I looked at. I was wondering if you maybe had a different report that actually broke down with the Star Wars.
No, I'm checking Comics Beat as I'm wont to do.
Yeah, because they lump
It's the
Star
same
Wars in
numbers
there.
that we get to see.
But
there.
I mean,
It's a Marvel
Marvel
comic.
puts their best
Yeah.
creators on Star Wars, so.
Oh no!
You know,
Look,
yeah.
I love the Star Wars books. I'm just curious what
What percentage of that was Star
is
Wars?
just Star Wars. I would love to know that.
Because if 21% of that 42% Star Wars, the Marvel books, the
Well-
regular Marvel superheroes did 21%.
Still
It's-
Marvel sales.
Still
Of the-
Marvel
Oh, yeah.
sales.
Of the
Doesn't
top
really matter.
10,
It would be nice to know.
Of the top 10, Star Wars and Darth Vader were top 10. It was also, let's see, Superman number 50, which, Superman, all right.
Oh yeah,
Um,
Lois Lane, I think, wasn't it?
I
the-
stopped reading that comic.
Okay,
Amazing Spider-Man number 9,
I don't remember that.
Deadpool number 8,
Go figure.
International Iron Man number 1, and Avengers Standoff Assault on Pleasant Hill Alpha number 1.
What?
Holy crap, that was long.
Yeah.
I read that. It was very good, but yeah, it was very poorly
Holy long name, Batman.
very poorly named and very poorly I think advertised.
Yeah, because that
Very good book.
It had a
Nick
really,
Spencer,
It,
it's funny, it's good.
it had a really long name and
It
a
has the
giant
stamp.
standoff stamp right
Yep.
on top of it.
If you don't mind me saying, when it comes to
Detective
Marvel,
Macaroni and I.
Yeah.
We
I'm
were
sorry, go
discussing before about the stamp. Like
Yeah.
I bought 3 books with the stamp. He's like, enough with the stamp.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
What were you saying?
I was gonna say too, because and whenever I read this online, I see comments and I see that too, like, oh, it's all just Star Wars. You know what? Like you said, it's Marvel.
Yeah.
So and look, I love all comics. I read from a lot of the publishers, but I really get sick of this. Like, what are you defending? Like, it's a number.
No, I just want to know.
Yeah,
what
we
the-
just
Not
wanna
you,
know.
not
I want to
you.
know
Yeah.
because I really want to know what
Right.
the Star Wars sales numbers are.
But when
I
they
want to know
say-
that percentage.
They're
Yeah.
good.
But it's an empty criticism. We say, well, it's just Star Wars. Well,
No.
DC doesn't own it, and Marvel does, so
Yeah.
it counts.
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean? So what
I-
what are you arguing?
I know.
DC's
They
not good
can't.
about marketing the properties they own that are other things. Like
No.
I don't think, as much as I want the Hanna-Barbera thing to take off, chances are that's going to tank.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm just
It is.
saying,
You're right.
what I
It
see
is.
in the online community is this whole thing where people that read Marvel, especially DC fans, tend to do this a lot. And I'm just saying online, not saying in this shop, they'll make fun of Marvel people, and it's like, well, guess what? Some of you have to be Marvel readers too, because they're crushing. You know what I mean? Like, overall, the top 10 comics,
Yeah.
They're crushing there. They're crushing unit shares. They're crushing market share. They're crushing.
Yeah.
So I real frustrated when I read those. I'm like, okay, stop. Like, what does it matter? They won.
Right.
Oh.
DC
And
Right.
They
Oh,
won.
Yeah.
trades, it's Image.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, well, that's
Walking
to be
Dead,
expected.
Paper Girls, Tokyo.
Really?
Yeah.
And then it's Civil War,
Okay.
still number 3.
No.
Tokyo
When you say
Ghost
still, like, and I don't normally look at the
from
trade
2007. Several.
Did it,
they're
did,
in
it
6 digits.
did it recently come back? That's
They're
what
in
I'm
6 digits. No, it's they resolicited it maybe like a year or two ago, and they just keep selling, coming up to the movie.
It's been in the top 10 since they resolicited. That's
Okay.
I think that's what.
wondering. Yeah, that's what I
East
I
of
just want to
West.
know if it's still
East
it's
of
up
West,
there.
yeah, it's
2 Batmans, Beauty, Volume 1 was 6.
Which 2 Batmans?
Well, it was Volume 7,
know what
trade
I'm not hearing
paperback,
in these
Endgame,
lists?
Okay.
What's that?
You know
and
what
then
I'm
it
not hearing
was
in these lists? Harley Quinn.
Super Heavy, which was
About it.
Yeah, that's
I
the
thought this
first
was
part
such
of
a
that
great book.
Gordon story.
We're in your story.
based
Hardcover.
related
He
to
said
the
that.
other
It wasn't an insult.
This?
related to the other Batman.
Look whose name's on it.
Volume 8 Super Heavy, kind of a flop.
Whose name's not?
The James Gordon Batman, kind of a flop, because it leads off at number 9 instead of the usual number 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Strike Master, does that show any of the? I don't know if it will or not. The digital sales.
no.
Those
See,
are
I
all
Just-
private.
Yeah, that
See,
just
that's-
shows.
This is North America
yeah,
in direct market.
retailers what
Straight
retailers
retailers?
purchase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does it
So-
just show the top 10 for comics?
This one does, yeah. There's another one that's 100.
Well, if you ever
Bleeding
wanna look
Cool,
at
I could
that,
bring it up,
You
but
can.
I just want to see where Harley Quinn is.
You
Because
have
as
to
of
bring
late,
it. If people tell me this
Comixology
book
and
sells
that,
like
they have
crazy, I
been
wanna see
putting
where it's at.
on a lot of Star Wars. It's the
So,
after stuff like Heir to the Throne and all of the Marvel Star Wars books that were within the past 20
I
years.
would be willing to bet Marvel's
They have
getting
been
digital sales
they have
too.
been pushing those digital sales of Star Wars stuff on top of their
Probably.
regular
But
books.
with the, I wonder if that also takes in like code redemptions too, because it's real easy to get a digital sale when you include the digital code in your comic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Harley
Well,
Quinn
I'm-
was
I'm
27.
talking about
27. How many units?
It doesn't say,
Okay.
but yeah.
'Cause I thought that book was so amazing and everyone was buying it and it was selling so well.
Well, we'll put it this way:
Harley.
it's sandwiched in between Invincible Iron Man number 7 and Saga number 35. So it's not
Sounds
really
like a
bad
failing.
company.
It's not really
Bad
failing.
I'm not
No.
saying it's failing,
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
they're making like with their rebirth push.
They're
They're
making
making
it
it sound
into
like it's on the cusp of the top 10. Like,
They're
it's
making it
just
into
about
Deadpool.
To get there.
They're trying to make it into Deadpool, where Deadpool is in the top 10.
Mhm.
So yeah. And the last thing I want to say is Black Panther number 1 sold out. They're already printing the second printing.
Actually, just to let you know, Chris, Black Panther sold out the second day.
Wow.
It went in the second printing on a Thursday.
Wow.
So
I didn't expect that.
That
to
means
happen.
Because
they
we
were
were-
not
with
sure
the-
it
with
was
the
going to
movie
hit,
coming
and
out.
apparently
It
it
did,
did.
yeah.
So yeah.
well, the movie probably has a lot
think,
to help with
I
that.
think the real thing will be to see how many issue 2 and 3 sell.
Yes.
Because again, number 1 sell like crazy.
I would be interested in
Two-
trades
let's
too,
see 2 and
because
3.
the writer is a writer. So
Yeah.
I'd be interested
Yeah.
to see if there are people that follow him that they're like, well, I gotta wait to see an actual book. You know what
Is
I mean?
anybody
I
going
don't
to
know.
review that book?
No.
Okay.
No, I have not gotten it
starts
yet.
off a little slow, right?
Yeah, but I will
I
say
bought the
you're talking
hip-hop
about the
cover.
writer being
I love the
more
writer,
of a
so I'd
novelist.
be
and
Ta-Nehisi
you
Coates.
can tell when you read the book. It's written
Slow.
really slow, but really, really well and structured.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, but that sometimes works. Look at Identity Crisis. Brad
Yeah.
Meltzer, that was
Mhm.
his
Mhm.
one of
baby.
his So, and then he went on to the other JLA books. So,
Those were as good.
Tornado's Path was pretty good.
Tornadoes, but there was didn't he do the Legion one too? That wasn't as
Yeah,
good?
and then Worlds Collide.
Yeah.
That was
Well, why don't we get into the reviews? Since
Well, just real quick, also, I mean, we don't get into it a whole lot, but this is a big week for trailers, too. If we're going to talk about comic news,
Oh yeah.
Doctor
yeah.
Strange.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange, Suicide Squad dropped another trailer,
Ninja Turtles.
Ninja Turtles, Rogue One. Did Rogue One come out?
Yes.
That was
Yeah.
Before, I think.
The
That
week
was
before.
awesome.
Another goddamn female lead.
There was a
I didn't
huge
get
week
what
for
the issue
trailers.
was with that, but yeah.
don't
I
either.
know. People
I
make
just-
issues out of everything.
Doctor-
Nerd rage.
Doctor Strange was my favorite one, but
Yeah.
See, I didn't find that intriguing whatsoever.
really,
It felt like Inception with a Marvel character.
yeah, I loved Inception, and I love Doctor Strange. So yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they weren't revealing a lot, I think, with that trailer. It was more
No.
just like, look, we filmed some stuff. Here it is.
He's like,
Here's a story.
Teach
dog.
me.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah, who is she supposed to be?
The ancient
Eternal.
one.
She's the ancient
Oh,
one.
yeah.
She's the, okay.
Bold chick.
Bald.
That's who she
bald-
was.
That was
bald-
actually a little bit of like a
Bullshit.
controversy because it
Tilda
wasn't an old
motherfucking
Asian
Swinton.
dude.
Right. Okay.
Badass actress.
But
But she's a great
She's in
actress.
comedy.
Yeah, she
you
is.
said earlier that's more of a mantle than it is a character.
Right.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
a great actress.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
yeah, I don't care.
They loaded up on talent for that movie.
I could see where
Benedict
there
Cumberbatch.
really are not
Yeah.
many Asian people in the Marvel universe right now as far as movies, but that'll probably change, hopefully.
Yeah.
But I could see where that could be an issue if you're Asian and you're like, well, there are explicitly Asian roles and you're taking it away, you know. But,
Yeah.
It's in
but
Asia.
Tilda Swinton is great.
Yeah,
Tilda
I
Swinton
love
is
her.
fantastic.
I can't wait till they cast like a white teenager as Amadeus Cho.
Or Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
If
Shang-Chi,
that action-
played by Lawrence
We
Fishburne.
can pretty much guarantee if anybody's a foreigner, they're going to be white and British.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Gerard Butler has played how many different nationalities?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what's his
Clive
fate? Doctor Strange.
Clive
Yeah. I
Owen.
mean Thor, Chris Evans is Captain America at least, right?
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah! And the Human
America.
Torch, and that guy from the
Fuck
Losers
yeah.
whose name I can't remember.
Yeah.
And let's not forget about Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mm,
four different comic book characters.
damn.
Wasn't that Push movie a comic book too?
I don't know if that was a comic book movie or if it was like one of those like Zack Snyder.
Okay.
What's that? And I just rewatched it again.
Sucker Punch?
Sucker Punch.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because
right,
that was
looks like a comic.
that was a movie made into a comic or a graphic novel.
Okay. Because even still, that's he.
So-
I think he has the record for 4 different comic book characters.
Wow.
Well, I don't know.
Wow.
Hold on. Ben Affleck, Batman, Superman, Daredevil.
Where was he Superman?
Yeah.
George
Can't-
Reeves.
You
He played
can't
George
count that
Reeves.
though because
Why
he's
can't I
not
not?
playing the character Superman. He's playing.
He was playing George Reeves
As-
as
played
Superman.
Superman.
Right.
No,
So
no,
that
he
does
plays
not-
George Reeves as Superman because he wears the damn costume.
What movie was that in?
The Hollywood Land. Or
Yes,
Hollywood
something
Land.
like that.
Yeah. He actually plays Superman and
I
Batman.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
So
He has a good
Superman,
story.
Batman, and Daredevil.
So he lost.
I want to say he did something else though.
No, he was just in a movie where Blunt Man and Chronic was in it.
Yeah.
But that wasn't him.
Yeah.
That is a comic book character.
But it wasn't a comic book movie.
Didn't Dynamite put out
Yeah,
that?
they did.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
You gotta love Dynamite. They just, you know,
Fuck
they're,
it, let's
they're
do it.
great.
I don't know, but yeah,
they
I
do
think
some
Chris
great
Evans
stuff,
may
and then they
actually
do
be
Blunt
up
Man
there.
and Chronic.
Yeah.
It's worth the read. It's a funny comic.
I was just
Oh,
saying,
is
There's
it?
a guy named Dickhead who ejaculates.
I didn't
when he gets
actually
mad
read
out of
it,
his
so
head.
I'm just,
Nice.
you know. Oh my god.
And don't forget Cockknocker.
So I'm not leaving that one around the house.
No.
Okay. Yeah.
Why
All
do they
right.
call you
So-
Cockknocker? It's a really interesting story.
Mark Hamill, nice, yeah. Well, speaking of cockknockers, why don't we? I don't know.
Great
Wow, what a
transition.
transition.
That was
Speaking of
the transition.
Cockknockers,
Oh.
Tugboat.
What was that?
Eric,
Speaking
fix
of
this.
Cockknockers, Tugboat.
Please fix
what
this.
Okay, folks.
Please fix this.
Give us our fix.
I'm gonna give you the fix.
All
Let's start
right.
with our comics, and I'm gonna start
Superior foes.
with. How about now?
Oh wait, no. Never mind.
No, it's called the fix.
Oh,
Yep,
it's just the creators of Superior Foes.
it is
with
the
Spider-Man.
creator of
There you go.
Superior Foes. This is an image book. We have Steve Lieber as the artist, Nick Spencer as the writer, Ryan Hill on colors, and Nick J. Shaw lettering. Who cares? So this book opens up with a narrator saying, "I'm not gonna lie to you. Being a criminal, these days it's shit. You can't steal like you used to. Everything's online. You can't even steal people's watches." And it shows like a frame of them trying to jack a person's watch, and it's an iWatch, and the person's on the ground like, that's only gonna work for me, right? Like, so they can't do anything. And he goes, everything's online. I love kicking. I love the occasional blunt instrument, and I love a big gun. And we can't use any. It's bullshit now. So it shows him and his partner. They're saying now we got to take down smaller venues, and they're robbing a bingo hall. And the one's wearing a suit. They have the ski mask. The other one has like a Hawaiian shirt. And they're starting to rob them, and it's just a bunch of old folks. And I love this. The guy's still calling out bingo numbers. He's
an
great.
important game.
Yeah.
And
It's a trooper.
he goes up to one of the people in the bingo hall. He goes, "Now, where's your orderly?" "Well, she's on break." "All right, where's the supervisor?" "He's off." "Well, who's watching you right now? This is fucking irresponsible." And then he looks
Oh,
over.
man.
"Oh, wait, hold on. Did she say C3? Sweetheart, you got bingo. Show some fucking respect." So this book gets off to a great start for me. I love this.
I gotta
stuff.
admit, I completely forgot about this book. And
It's so good.
I forgot to order this book. I forgot to pick it up
Get
here
it together.
at One Up
We
Collectibles.
were out of it.
Oh my god.
So they go on to rob this guy that they knew used to be a player who keeps all of his money in the retirement home under his bed. They try and rob this guy. He wakes up with a shotgun. They grab as much money as they can. They get out of there. And they get out to their car. And I like what one of the guys
Speaking
says.
of
He used to
cars.
say,
Yeah.
there you go. He says in there, like, I don't want to live forever. Look at the condition this guy's in. And then after that guy chases him with a shotgun in old age, he goes, I take it back. I want to live forever. You see that guy with that thing? That was awesome. And as you're going through, it turns out they're taking off their masks, they're getting all that. And a call comes in on a radio. These two are cops. So what they do is they just rob people during the day, and then they promise to investigate it.
Naughty.
And then they just let it go, essentially. So it's a really, I love that so much.
The fix is in, I would
The
say.
fix is in. I gotta tell you though, the humor in this book. First of all, this is not a book for Phil. There is a lot of text.
Oh, I thought you were
Yeah.
going to say there were black people in there.
There are also colored folks in here.
They don't like that terminology anymore.
Neither does Phil.
Phil doesn't know what he likes.
I think Phil knows. What he likes,
Phil's
but
our
he's in a
great
lot of
producer.
denial
For
about
anybody
it.
who just is tuning in, we bust his balls
Um,
because he has his peccadillos.
So it goes through the narrator
Peccadillo.
saying why he grew
What's
up to
wrong
want to
with
be a
his
bad
pecker?
guy, and it says it all goes back to when his mom took him to a bank when he was a kid.
Color
And a
works
guy-
great on this, by
The
the way.
color is awesome. And a guy comes in robbing the bank, and he goes, he was the coolest, baddest guy I'd ever seen until he wasn't. And you see the guy's head just get blown off.
Oh.
And the cop's sitting there going, fuck yeah. And he goes, and that's when I realized, why would I be a criminal when I could be the cop? No one questions what you do. It's the ultimate job.
Not anymore.
He goes,
Makes
and he
sense.
goes, not only do you get to do whatever you do, people like they glorify you. Like, so yeah, I'm gonna be a cop, which is the best reasoning for a cop I've ever heard. So it goes on with these partners interviewing people from the old folks' home about who robbed them, and the one guy's wearing this shirt that he wore during the robbery, and so his partner's making fun of him. Was he about my partner's build? About his height? Would you say he was wearing
That's
a
just
floral
mean.
pattern? You know
That
what I
is
mean?
just cruel.
Yes. We do find out later, though, that the reason they're pulling these jobs is they got in deep with somebody they don't really want to get into, and they get called to see the boss. And again, when it goes to this guy, the boss, a lot of text. The way they introduce him is it's just some guy.
You get your money's worth.
Oh, you get your money's worth in
Damn.
this book. It's some guy, suburban white guy. Picture suburban white guy. Don't change anything.
I'm looking.
Don't change anything.
Hey, I'm now a
He
suburban white
has
guy.
a baby wrapped around him as he's talking to these guys, and and he's being really polite. And he goes, "It's not all bad." And he's trying to warn these guys. It's not all bad. I am burning through This American Life episodes like a house on fire, but we should get down to
Oh,
it.
he's
Yeah.
the boss, isn't he?
And he goes, "Are we gonna have to carve your taints out now?" So it's just he has a baby around him, like cardigan sweater. You know what I mean? Like, it's so great. And it shows him going back and forth. He goes, "Meet Josh." There's a picture of him holding a kid, putting a poker through a guy's eye. And then it goes back to him like at the farmer's market, putting a knife through a guy's ear. So the character build in this issue is crazy.
That's awesome.
You
Buy
left
some
out
parsley.
the best one, the bottom one.
Which one? Oh, the bottom one. Oh, yeah. When he's at an anti-vaccination rally, and the next frame of him is just pouring gasoline on two guys and lighting them on fire. So you see the dual personality of
That's
Josh.
a little bit.
And why it makes him so scary. And he goes, "Look, maybe we can work something out."
So he's basically Walt from Breaking Bad without the
Without-
cancer.
Yeah, without cancer, and when
Yeah.
he's not doing his thing, just like a really nice dude.
You're
You know
right,
what I mean?
right,
Oh, so he's not Walt.
Yeah.
So yeah, Walt's an asshole.
But he goes
so,
to
yeah.
like
Yeah.
mean and killer like that.
Have you ever seen the movie Filth
No,
with what's his
John McAvoy.
John McAvoy?
no.
No, might have to
James
now.
McAvoy?
Okay.
Yeah,
James
McAvoy. Yeah.
McAvoy. Thank you, Connor.
Very a lot of similarities. The reason why he becomes a cop
Yeah.
is the same thing. And
Right.
matter of fact, that he actually states a lot
I mean,
of the same things.
Isn't that like
It's a British movie.
Isn't that basically Serpico, right? I mean, they were the criminals, and
Serpico.
they could run.
That's
Pacino.
with
Al Pacino.
Oh no!
Yeah.
I was thinking the other one with what is his name?
That's Sicario. That you
Sicario. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
With
Banderas?
Benicio del Toro.
Oh, Benicio.
Yeah, I can never remember his name.
That's so funny because that's in a commercial right now. When
They mix
Del
them up.
Toro, yeah, somebody's like, "Oh, Banderas, Antonio Banderas." He's just sitting there.
No. No.
It's a good commercial. Continue. Sorry.
All right. We're so close, guys.
We
So
get
this-
off track.
Yeah,
You'll,
no, it's
you'll
okay.
learn. You'll learn.
No, believe me, this
He
happened
knows.
to me almost every single time on the other podcast.
Hey, it's
Hey,
not
I-
even
I have-
close to coining. We don't even let him get started.
I have not shit on your review yet.
No, you haven't. So this issue ends
Just see.
with Josh, the boss Josh, saying, well, there's one thing you can do. I need something to get through LAX for me. And the look on the cops' faces, they're basically saying is, we should have just let him carve out our taints, because we know we're dead for sure now. Because no one's able to get anything through LAX, because there's one cop, the most feared officer, and you see this big burly guy walking through the airport. They call him Pretzels. Pretzels the dog. And it's the drug-sniffing dog that constantly busts people. Everything about this comic
Watch out, Talia.
is amazing.
Oh my god.
The artwork
Awesome.
is amazing. The colors are amazing.
Who is the creative team again?
Nick Spencer and
Steve
Steve
Lieber.
Lieber.
It's
Okay.
the
I like
guys that
Nick
do
Can I see the
Quantum-
cover?
Quantum
Superior
Blade.
Yes,
you can.
That's
Spider-Man.
right. That's right.
That's why I fucked up not ordering this book.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was Nick Spencer.
I
So-
knew this, and I must have just forgot.
If you can get your hands on this book, or you can have Lee order in another issue, or whatever, this book, and by the way, you get your money's worth for this book.
Yeah.
For sure.
$4, but it was like 20 some pages.
Oh yeah,
more
it's a
than
thick
22.
issue. A lot of context, a lot of content to it. I mean, the characters in this book are great. The humor in this book is great. I love this book.
Is it an image? We don't know if it's an ongoing.
We don't know.
All right.
I
Actually,
really
there's a
hope
way
it
of
is.
telling
It's an image.
if there is a image ongoing.
Really?
Yeah.
It's not 100%, but it's as close as you're going to get. If you go to their Image Direct page,
Yeah.
and because all their Image Directs, which are now being solicited, or not solicited,
Are those
but
the
fulfilled-
downloads?
Nope.
Oh.
It's their mail order subscriptions. They're
Oh,
all
okay.
being filled through not DCBS. Yeah, actually it is DCBS. They're being fulfilled through DCBS. But all those titles that are there are all ongoing titles.
Okay.
Oh.
So
Good to
that's
know.
a little tip.
Yeah, it is.
So please pick up issue
You'll
one of
find
the
Not
fix.
100% accurate.
Not 100% accurate,
And
but
I
it's...
highlighted some of the humor in it. I left out, honestly, you saw me flipping through this book. I left out most of this book.
Yeah.
So-
yeah.
Yeah.
He's here.
Theoretically, with that, if something doesn't sell, it could be cut. But other
Right,
than that, yeah.
But yeah,
This
that's-
is gonna sell. I mean, you know.
Like,
Please.
I never thought Birthright was
Please.
going to be an ongoing. Birthright's an ongoing with Image.
It's a good book.
So,
It's okay.
like I said, Nick Spencer is really just. I mean, Morning Glories. I gotta be honest, 40 some issues in, he lost me. But this Alpha thing I've liked, Assault on Pleasant Hill. I've loved Ant-Man. I've loved
Yeah.
Superior Foes. I've loved his Captain America.
I really
And now
liked-
this, I gotta get this.
I really liked Infinite Vacation too.
Yeah, that was good with Christian Ward, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Bedlam, that was good.
Bedlam, I loved. I wish he could go back to it. It was Riley Rossmo, but
Yeah.
he kind of left it hanging.
Love Riley
but-
Rossmo.
Yeah. He's excellent.
He is. I wish
But-
he was staying on Constantine.
yeah.
I know.
Sure. My first book is Gold Key Alliance, #1. by
Yay!
Phil
I'm excited to
Hester
hear about this.
and
So you
Brent
don't have to do that
Peoples.
one then.
Oh, he didn't want to do that one.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Phil
didn't care
Hester.
for the artwork.
Okay.
Why don't I start there? Now, the artwork is apparently
Great.
You know what? It is.
It's
It
devi-
is in
it's
places,
divisive.
but then it gets really bad in places.
Who is the artist? Who's
Brent Peoples and Morgan Hickman is the colors. I liked it. It kind of reminded me of the guy that did the artwork for the Doc Magnus series, the Magnus Robot Fighter series. Excuse me.
Neil
Corey-
Edwards? Or
No,
no,
that was,
that's Spectre. Yeah.
Corey Smith.
Yeah, Corey Smith. Yeah.
Kind of looked like his artwork.
Corey
it's-
Smith moved to DC, I think now.
Yeah, I forget what title.
I forget
He's
which
doing
book.
something for Rebirth. I think.
Oh.
But is it the limited like facial features on a lot of the characters?
It's specifically when they get to Samson and that whole scene in the alleyway.
Really, that was one of
Mighty
story-wise.
Samson.
That was one of my favorite scenes.
Where they don't even draw the faces and the details get.
Is it?
It gets a little murky.
Yeah.
Do they pull away
Yeah,
at
when,
least with
so
that?
when there's,
Okay, I'm
when there's
fine with
not
that
like
stuff.
when there's not a focus on something, everything is
Yeah.
very limited.
Yeah, I don't care
I'm-
for that.
I'm
See,
fine with
you
that.
gotta
I'm
remember,
used to
I'm
that
a Perez
stuff.
Jimenez guy. I like ultra super detail.
Yeah, I'm used to that stuff. I enjoy that stuff. I like Javier Pulido, who is the epitome of.
Yeah.
He does that like black outline and
Yeah.
you know,
Because
which
the guy that
you
does,
like with She-Hulk, but
Yeah.
you know.
And the new, I was going to mention Scarlet Witch. Oh my God,
I-
he did the new issue of Scarlet. It's beautiful.
Oh my God.
And I like the guy
Yeah.
that does Ringside. His is very limited though too. I know you can't read that. Right?
I'm waiting for the trade on that one. Yeah.
Frankenstein
that
Alive
artwork.
Alive.
What is
Waiting for the
I'm
trade.
Frankenstein Alive Alive.
Oh my God, yeah, that's
Was
the
that Bernie
line-
Wrightson?
Bernie Wrightson. Yeah.
That's once
One
a
of
year
the most
though.
detailed
I don't
comics
care.
I've ever
It's-
seen in
I
my
only
life.
think it's
Yeah.
once a year because
I don't care how long it comes out. Every time it comes out,
Bernie
it's
Wrightson's
amazing.
one of the greatest artists of all time.
Yeah, he
so
is.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like it's hard to But
Fallen on
here,
hard times. He's gotten sick. He's
continue with Gold Key.
Gold Key Alliance #1.
I loved their stuff, and it just apparently didn't sell. So
Oh, this didn't sell.
not this, but the previous stuff didn't sell.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Solo. Yeah,
Turok
yeah,
and
this is kind
Magnus
of
and-
coming off like a big break in between.
Magnus
the
was
series.
great.
Magnus
Doctor
was good.
Spectre was great.
I thought Turok
Solar was
really good.
okay. Turok was pretty good too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really enjoyed that first arc too.
Oh.
I had a question about Turok when I get into that. So this starts with one of the characters they didn't really focus on in all those, which was Samson,
Mhm.
who in this universe, now I guess in Gold Key it was that he was like a warrior set in in like a dystopian future. It doesn't have anything to do with the Bible character, I don't think. But in this, he's more of like a crazed, like it says at the beginning that he's a crazy homeless man in the streets of New York who sees visions of this alternate reality. Of like when he's getting attacked by a car, there's like a giant worm attacking.
So is it he's like displaced, or is it just that?
You don't really know yet. I can't tell if he's seeing these visions or if maybe he exists in two times in the same space or something.
I get you. Yeah. Yeah.
There could be something odd with that. But he's getting attacked by a group of thugs who you find out are hired. They're hired by the store owners nearby because they don't like Magnus hanging out in front of their store because he's a crazy homeless man. There's a good scene, and again, you don't really know much about this character. Then it flips to Turok, where it's present day, and he's in charge of like a preserve where they have all these dinosaurs.
Mhm.
That was the part I didn't understand because I read the first couple issues of the pack stuff, and
That
it was
was
set back
in the
another time.
12th century. Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know
Way
who
back.
this Turok
This
is.
must be. This has to be like some kind of not. I keep mentioning assault on Pleasantville, like something like fake or something where they get pulled together
Yeah,
into the modern day or something that it's not real. Like maybe it's stitched together. I mean, like I haven't read it, so
do you think that
I have to pick this up.
if
though.
this actually did well, do you think they could feasibly go to, hey, this is how everybody got here, like Road to Alliance or something?
Well, with Samson, they can easily explain that. With Turok, though, there's multiple. Like it's not just like he got pushed forward and all of a sudden he's on a preserve. He's in charge of the preserve, and he's not a. He's on like a reality show. He's a dinosaur hunter, and now he's like a dinosaur hunter because he's trying to stop the guys that are
Hunting.
there's poachers who are hunting at the
It-
park at night.
It almost seems overwritten. Like
That part is a little overwritten. I agree.
yeah, I don't.
That was a little weird.
I
and then-
love the idea of bringing all them together, and I like Phil Hester a lot.
He's a good
and-
writer, and this I thought the one thing I liked about this comic a few weeks ago I did a
That
short
cover though too. Oof.
Yeah, by Alex
Jack
Ross.
Ross,
Yeah.
I complained a little bit about what was it? It was Tarzan and Sheena. It was like Lords of the Jungle, and I was saying how with Dynamite a lot of times the crossovers in the first issue they're very slow, and like that whole issue was about Sheena had nothing to do with Tarzan, and this you get all
You
the
actually get 'em,
characters. It's
yeah.
an intro to all of them.
Right.
So that's good.
Yeah.
There's a part where Magnus is here with Legia Klein, and I guess they're protecting a politician, and you find out that Legia, she's a reality star from the future, essentially. I don't know if anybody who read Magnus, she was like she fought I forget if she fought the humans or the robots, it doesn't really matter. But you find out that in this issue that she's a robot, Magnus punches her out, and you don't know why, you don't know where the real Legia is, and you don't know why someone put a robot in her place.
I thought she was the daughter of the in the original Magnus. Not
She
original.
was the daughter of
but
that
she was
guy.
the daughter of the leader.
She was. But
She
then
was a human, but then
right.
you know,
But she was
yeah.
also on TV as that hunter character too.
Yeah.
In this, it's a little. It's not really clear what time they're set and if this is actually in the future or not. That part I wasn't clear.
It's
about.
vague about that. Yeah.
And then they focus on Solar, and that's one I haven't read. I read the first issue, and I just got the first volume on. They had a sale over the weekend, so I had the first Dynamite copy of that. She wipes out, like she apparently like she's almost like Dr. Manhattan, I guess, in this. Like she doesn't do anything, and she's able to kill people from a. She's able to like distort reality. She's
And she
very,
creates like a second sun.
Yeah, she creates the. I didn't understand that at all.
In this,
Yeah,
does she
that
have
was
her
weird.
father in her head? Or is
No,
she...
they don't show like someone else talking about what happened when they got like she's in another country and they ran into her trying to steal something and she took them out without moving at all and she had a second son come in and give them power. That's what Brian was talking about.
Yeah.
That part
She's
was
like Omega level power. It's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's all told from the perspective of someone who got away from her power, so you don't get into her head at all. And then it ends with Dr. Terra giving the gang who originally was trying to take out Samson at the beginning these guns to finally take him out because I guess they got beaten up.
Yeah.
And Dr. Terra, I looked that up. That is a Gold Key character.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
I didn't find out much about it. It had a few issues like in the 60s. So this
Oh.
is all very like.
So
Gold
he
Key.
did a lot of research.
Yeah.
More research than me. So
Well, I
yeah.
couldn't find
Yeah.
any like even though I went on it was Comic Find, like there was you can click on different links to different characters. It'll tell you about them. They didn't you couldn't click on Dr. Terra, so
Right.
they didn't have anything.
Comic
written.
Find has a lot of stuff. So,
Yeah, that's why I was.
I
like,
listen to their
surprised.
podcast. They're very knowledgeable. Yeah.
I liked it. It was a good start. Like it set everything up. There's Dr. Terra has something to do with he or she is the one that's I think behind all this. Maybe he's the one that hired the poachers. Could be the person that got the Clane robot. It's a
Yeah.
start to something. It's more than the Lords of the Jungle one was.
Yeah.
I
So
do like the
It
character.
has something to places to go.
Yes, a lot.
Oh, definitely.
And like you said, I like Phil Hester's or Hester, whatever.
Yeah, I have no clue. Hester, Heaster.
I'd say Hester.
Okay.
I like the book. Gold Key Alliance.
Woohoo.
Well, it's good to know.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Well, I guess
I was
go.
being sincere.
Shut up.
I was being sincere. I've been reading a lot of the all the Gold Key people, and that actually seems like it's interesting now.
Well,
So
you're not a
fuck
jerk,
off.
I was-
Thank you. Respectfully, fuck off.
So respectfully,
With all
fuck
due
off. That
respect.
should be the name of the
Episode.
At the
If-
episode
if we
right
were-
there.
Or Smorgasbord.
Sorry,
After all that
we're
talk.
family friendly, so we can't do that. So
We
Oh.
We are? Then why have you brought me back here?
why are
My
any?
nickname is a penis joke.
It's true.
I want
Well-
you to have your own comic book, Detective Macaroni.
I'm quitting my job tomorrow.
Detective Macaroni's comic book is just like
Who wants to draw a cartoon
It's
of my
18
penis?
pages of him making dick jokes and then Piano Reeves mini in the back.
It's me, Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves.
Okay.
Who's
Moving
next?
on. Moving on. Yeah, please move.
I guess I'll go. Invincible Iron Man #8. I really love this book. If anybody hasn't realized from me reviewing, 5 of the other issues.
It's a great book.
It's Bendis Deodato, who I liked on Original Sin, and I've liked on this. He's kind of gotten out of his habit of the when he drew Wonder Woman. If anybody remembers that,
When was
with
that?
this.
It
Oh,
was
that
what I talked about last week. The
that
trades in the mid '90s.
Oh, yeah,
William
yeah.
Messner Loebs.
Okay.
Well, that's when they introduced Artemis and they did the contest.
That's right.
oof. We'll put it that way. All right. So.
You didn't like that? Did you?
Oh,
like
I
that?
loved it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I loved it.
Oh, you loved the way she was drawn, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, you love the way they were drawn, but that
He was
that
just
artwork earlier was shit. I see how it is.
And I guess it was Frank Martin on colors. Where we left off before, James Rhodes was lost in Japan and sort of was down. And Iron Man in this cool new suit, very streamlined, very
Yeah.
cool suit.
It's sleek.
And I love the art that Deodato did. Like, Marquez is a better artist, I think, than him. But Deodato is always on time.
Mhm.
And he's very good. He fills in well, and he's he draws the new Iron Man very well.
Yeah.
This he goes to Tokyo to search for Jim, and he actually meets with Spider-Man, who is
Miles
Peter Parker,
Okay.
who is the jet-setting Peter
Yes.
Parker. So he's the world traveler and everything. I'm sorry, he's
Mumble grumbles.
Peter Parker's
Bodyguard.
yeah.
Oh.
Because who believes that shit? But yeah, they have a really good back and forth. Like, Bendis knows how to, talk about Spider-Man. He knows
Yeah.
Spider-Man. He knows Peter. He knows Tony.
Also
Great
not
back and forth.
Also not afraid to poke at the new costume feature.
Oh yeah, it's the glowing
Mhm.
part. Yeah, it's
Except for like no reason.
it's friggin' stupid. Yeah, but it looks cool, but it's stupid. It's meaningless. But then the new villain, it's whenever one of Tony's iron suits gets near him, it almost sort of it's like a magnet. It just goes right on him. And look, it if anybody the video, it can see it, it's almost like he just keeps growing and growing and just getting stronger as a metal being. It's really cool. I don't think they've done that before, where they there was the thing with in AVX, you said was stupid. Somehow
And
Tony beat Magneto because of reasons, but
Comics.
yeah,
Exactly.
but this is really cool. Where Jim, he really knows how to write Jim Rhodes. He's defiant, but dignified, but also smart, but also he is sort of resigned to his fate, where he is held. And then look at this. There is actually. Oh look, where's Lee? Star Wars. Not really, but there's a lightsaber almost.
No.
Oh, they don't have
Right.
to worry about getting sued.
No, they don't. They could straight up just bring Luke Skywalker in this. Who gives
Yeah.
a shit?
That's right.
Such good action with
Sure.
this.
Good
And
point.
then, I just really recommend this. And then Friday, which was Tony's AI, new AI.
I love Friday as the AI.
Yeah, she's a little snarky, which is how she is created. Her and Mary Jane kind of don't get along for some reason, which honestly doesn't make sense to me, but
Bitches be crazy, man.
Fist
They're
me.
pounding it to listeners.
bitches, am I right? But
I don't know why, but it sounds so much worse when you say it.
what, me?
Yeah, I don't know why.
It was the slow delivery.
Yeah, it's almost like I don't know. Continue. Sorry.
Fucking hoers. You know?
Okay.
So much worse.
That sound like hookers from Whoville. Hooers.
Yeah.
Dude.
I like
Hoers from Whoville.
I didn't mean to. I'm so sorry. I'm
But
so sorry.
but Tony, the end of this book is Tony goes in and
Push
he
through it.
he finds where Jim is and he loses his suit. It goes towards the villain, and Tony then is able is unable to do anything, where the villain says, "This is on you, Stark. Goodbye." And he says, "I don't have a way to stop this." Or Friday says, "I don't have a way to stop this." Boom, Tokyo. The one major spot where Jim, Tony, and the villain are. Boom.
It
And
blowed
then-
up.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
there I really enjoyed every single look at this. It's called Socket to Shellhead. I really enjoy that. Shellhead, if anybody remembers, he used to be called Shellhead. So I love that they still do this in some books. Where you can actually write in and everything.
Oh,
I just
yeah.
love that they can still do that.
I
with some
still think
books.
the best write-in is Sex Criminals, as far as reading letters.
Oh.
Oh,
They
yeah.
actually created a book out of that,
Yes,
right?
just the tip.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have
Yeah.
a whole separate
I,
book just of.
Oh my
I'm
God.
way over Matt Fraction at this point, but that was very clever. That was very clever.
Yeah, I will say though, because I'm reading this book as well, I love that book. And you're right, you know, the art, yeah, I would have liked the original artist, but who was it Marquez?
Marquez, yeah.
Yeah.
But he switched to Civil War too.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But still, the art in that book is great, and like you said, he can draw that Iron Man really fucking well.
Like this is the sleekest
Oh,
Iron
family
Man I've
show.
ever seen. Like it's like look
Yeah.
at the cover. Like it's almost like it's on him, and it looks so natural.
Yeah.
Where like it just, it's great.
The artist of that really pulls out the Robert Downey Jr. of.
Oh yeah.
He really pulls
Well-
it. That last
well,
panel. that last
Deodato-
panel,
He does that. Like he's Greg Landish with that. You know, Mike Deodato does that, but
The porn thing.
without porn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He does it on regular stuff. Yeah.
Regular porn.
Not
Yeah.
not that.
I
You
think I'm
know.
confusing the
Well,
issue.
which issue was it when he went to
So-
Doctor Strange and they were goatee brothers, and then he posted up for that high five, and the whole page is just him
Yeah, that was
waiting? Like that was the most Robert Downey Jr. moment
that-
of Iron Man I have seen in a while.
that had to be 2 or 3. Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
That was a great moment.
That was really cool, and that was classic Bendis, where he
Yeah.
had the panel. He said where it doesn't move, and then the second panel doesn't move, and third panel doesn't move, and then like they just go, boom.
Yeah.
You know,
Big
that was
change.
great. You know,
Minimal
it's
movement.
classic Bendis, but it works.
and you could see this Doctor Strange being resigned.
Yeah.
Maybe
maybe.
scripts have a lot of direction in them.
Mhm.
Oh yeah. What? Maybe 6-7 years ago, I used to hate Bendis, and then no, I didn't hate him. I hated his Marvel stuff, and then I just relented. I'm like, he knows his characters so well, and
That he does.
the
Yeah, I wouldn't argue
hopefully
that.
the
Gone back
problem
and read
is
stuff.
the problem, I guess, is that he definitely writes for trade,
Yeah, definitely
But-
writes for trade.
but I just enjoy this so much.
I have
so.
a theory about him, which is just that I think you can tell when he, like, gives them an idea, and then when they're just like, Bendis, we need you to write this book. Like, it seems like you can tell when he has
Avengers,
a big
I
plan.
think they give him this stuff, and then
Right, and like
Mm.
Daredevil, I think he had an
oh,
idea.
I was gonna mention that. Yeah, Jessica Jones.
Mhm.
Well, Alias. Yeah.
Ultimate Spider-Man, he had stuff planned out.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I also really like
like
him on
10 years.
Spider-Man, the new Spider-Man book.
Uh-huh.
Oh
yeah,
yes.
that's great, that book.
Great book.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love it.
Since I'm not going to get around to reviewing it, great book.
Great book. And actually, along those lines, I'm going to just mention bullet things
Okay.
for my review.
Yeah, I
That's a
know.
good
We,
idea.
we went real long on this stuff. You know, we had fun the first hour, and we're a little short with the reviews, so I apologize. But you know,
No big.
go into your reviews.
Midnighter, I wanted to say, I'm so glad that Orlando and Eiko are back. There's only one more issue left. There's an absolutely beautiful scene between Apollo and Midnighter where Midnighter basically lays it all out. He's basically sitting naked on top of their bed,
Yeah.
and it's this huge dialogue trail where he lays it all out. He apologizes to Apollo for being an asshole. He explains why he's been an asshole.
Because he's scary gay Batman.
Because he's scary gay Batman.
Yep.
Exactly. And he didn't think that Apollo could ever handle being with somebody who really has no identity outside of being like an unstoppable killer. I thought that was awesome. So yes, this book, it's over in one more issue. I'm sick about it, but what are you going to
And
do?
those scenes where they were fighting together were great. Like when
Yeah.
he apologizes, he's like, "Don't apologize. You know, you went like you went off world. Like, why are
Exactly.
you?"
And
Isn't-
just the detail.
Yeah, isn't
Yeah.
Orlando
It's sick.
writing something else for DC too? With
Supergirl.
Rebirth? Is that what it is?
He's Supergirl,
Okay.
yeah. But
Oh, is that why you're
Midnighter's-
jumping on?
That'll be good. Yeah.
Is
he's
that why
doing
you
Super-
jump on?
Woman.
tonight?
No, Superwoman.
Superwoman is the
because
one
of Phil
I'm
Jimenez.
sorry.
Supergirl.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah.
talk about that next week.
There you go. Yeah, that's right. We'll do our preview review next
Yes,
week.
yep.
So that's all I wanted to say about that. We already briefly mentioned Scarlet Witch.
Amazing.
Oh my
by
god!
the way.
Incredible issue.
mud
Almost no dialogue. There's dialogue like in the first 3 pages, and then the rest is all art, and it is some of the most gorgeously
Spencer's
drawn,
nonplussed, but
colored.
What?
He's just thinking.
No, no.
Oh, okay.
I'm staying intent on looking at the comic.
yeah.
Please buy this book. And the neat thing about it is there's a different artist every issue. It's James Robinson writes every month, but there's a different artist
So
every
that means
issue.
they always
Is it
go
Aha
all
doing
out.
the covers stuff?
Yes, every month it's Aha with these
He's
gorgeous.
doing the Karnak covers right now too.
That's right, he is. Yep. So that's what I wanted to say about Scarlet Witch. The one thing I wanted to go into a little bit more depth for the Wonder Woman fans out
for
there.
it.
I've fallen in love with Marina Black,
Mm-hmm.
and I've really kind of felt ripped off by the whole Dark Side War thing because Jeff Johns introduced her, but then like the whole Rebirth thing came along, and I feel like that whole storyline kind of got derailed and delayed, and they never really came back to her as a character. But this finally delves into Marina Black's origin. And for those of you that are going to be collecting the Rebirth version of Wonder Woman, the Greg Rucka, the way he's approaching the book is that everything we know about her past is bullshit. Like, that's why it's almost like a way of in continuity explaining the different writers' like extremely different interpretations of her character. You know, Brian Azzarello wrote her one way, and then whoever was doing Superman and Wonder Woman wrote her another way.
Charles Soule.
And
then Tomasi.
Jeff Johns wrote her a different way in Justice League. So
Even in Azzarello's,
You mean a terrible way?
yeah,
Yeah.
basically, yeah. So
Yeah,
she
Azrael wrote him a good way, and then
yeah, right.
Finch took over.
Exactly. And this is kind of DC's way of like resolving that.
Yeah,
And
it needs resolving.
Massaging it a little
the
bit.
thing
Okay.
that really I thought was awesome is in this story they go into how Diana and Grail were born on Paradise Island the same night. And you know, Hippolyta, who's, you know, the queen of Paradise Island, or Themyscira, she's giving birth to Diana, and she has all these handmaidens around her to help her, and they're juxtaposing it with this horrible scene of Marina giving birth to Grail, and she's up on this like craggy mountain in the rocks, and like there's nobody there to help her, and she's realizing that she's got to escape the island before anybody knows that she gave birth to Grail, or they're going to kill her.
Right.
Well, there's this scene where she's leaving and she's looking through the leaves in the trees, and she says, she hears the Amazons talking to Hippolyta, and they're like, "Your daughter is beautiful, my queen. Her name will be Diana, princess of..." And somebody screams, and you see
Castle
Marina's eye get huge, and all she says is, "By the gods." And whatever it is so horrible that Grail starts crying, and they hear her. So they're fucking with Diana's origin now.
Again.
I'm thinking that they're going to go back and say that she was shaped from clay.
Reworking it.
Yes.
Okay.
But they're not letting us know yet what it is that Marina is seeing in that scene. So that fascinated. This page, I must
Yeah.
have read these 2 pages 100 times.
I was a little bit confused because at first I thought her baby cried.
Yeah, that's what I
No.
thought too.
And
No.
then when I reread it again, I was like, no, that speech bubble came from somewhere
Exactly.
else.
From
Yeah.
somewhere else, yeah. So I don't know what is going on, but obviously
Okay.
they're totally reworking
I don't
Diana's
read
origin.
Justice League, but I may have to pick this up. Just
Honestly,
Yeah,
I
you don't
jumped
need to-
on Justice League just for the Dark Side Wars.
So did I.
I.
So did I.
Same here.
Yep.
I stopped
That
reading
book,
it,
I
just
feel
got
like a
bored.
lot of people did. I feel like that book's going to take a hit once just Dark Side Wars is over.
Well, there's 2 issues left
Yeah.
then. 50 is about Lex Luthor.
And Joker's name is going to be revealed.
Joker's name is revealed, and then the
Jack
final
Napier.
issue.
Joe Chill Jr.
Yeah, exactly. The final issue
Something
segues
really-
into
Heath
Titans.
Ledger.
Joseph Kerr.
By the way, I know I want to touch on a
John
couple things
Doe.
with this issue as well. The artwork.
Who's
in
Samantha Bee?
this artwork, the title page. I don't know why it stuck out to me. That
Who
title
drew it?
page,
Yes.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love that.
Who is that artist? Does it say who? I know
It's
Paul
a-
Pelletier does
well,
the
the-
one section.
I
I
don't
couldn't
know.
tell. Like, it
Even
didn't give
Reese does the
pages.
Green Lantern stuff. I
Did you
think.
like any of that? Did you like that stuff?
I could give 2 shits about Jessica Cruz. I don't care
Yeah.
about that character.
Yeah.
I don't.
Spencer, what do you think? Jessica Cruz.
What doesn't make sense to me is I don't understand why, if she's wearing a Green Lantern ring, why is it hurting her?
It's a power ring. It's not Green Lantern.
Wasn't that
Is it though?
Isn't
It's
she?
powering. It is powering.
It-
Isn't that
well-
actually? She's the
She's power.
She's
From,
powering
yeah.
She's
currently.
Yeah. So.
But the whole Jessica Cruz thing in the previews, which I'm not going to say, it doesn't make sense to me.
And why is Cyborg in her ring?
I don't know. That.
Didn't he go into? Didn't he like fuse his technology with the ring?
He was
in
trying
just
to
the last
read
something,
issue?
but
That-
Well,
that
they
doesn't-
Yeah.
one of the villains took over his
Yeah.
body.
Yeah.
That's right. I forget
Yeah.
who it was.
Well, no, they had to for them to be able to help stop the Anti-Monitor, who is now Mobius again, or not Mobius, yeah, Mobius.
that's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, he's
Mobius.
back. Yeah.
They let Grid back into Cyborg
Yep.
to
That's
do
Grid.
something.
Grid.
Oh Jesus!
Thank you.
That was the
Right.
Earth
Yeah.
3
and
version.
then when,
Yes.
when Grid went back in, Cyborg went bye bye.
I also want to just point out too, because I know
Metron in the Mobius chair.
Right, but the chair was named after the Anti-Monitor, who used to be
okay.
Mobius.
Damn.
Yeah, it was weird.
I'm behind.
Yeah.
the other page I really liked is whatever
I
happens
really
to
hate
Steve
his
Trevor
music.
there.
Yeah, what did she do to
Yeah.
Steve Trevor?
I'm
That's
hoping we
fucked
find
up.
that out
Yeah.
because holy shit, that's a great image.
She turns him into like Firestorm or something. I don't know
Or
what
Captain
happened there.
Atom.
Love that.
She's dark. She's
Well,
like
not just
Raven
that,
and
I don't
dark.
know if you
or-
noticed this.
Shoot.
That looks like an Omega tattoo on his chest.
Well,
now.
yeah, in one of the issues,
Yeah.
she's like,
Torture,
Steve,
yeah.
you're
Yeah.
no. In the issue before this, or whatever the
All
most
right.
recent one is,
You guys sold
she
me
goes
on
to
this
Steve
one.
Trevor and goes,
Yeah.
"You're needed," and takes
Oh,
him
that's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
off the battlefield.
And Marina Black has the Omega tattoo on her
on it.
face.
Yeah,
And
and
you
she
can
can
see
shoot
here.
Omega beams out of her eyes because that's one of the best parts of this issue. Is
Yes.
when like she said
Yes.
I spared them, and then my daughter didn't, and she fucking kills the
Yes.
whole baby, kills
Yes.
a whole group of people.
And the way the Griffin starts to protect Marina from the
Yeah,
baby,
that's
like
right.
when she's asleep at night. Yeah, that was really cool too.
But yeah, you can start to see even in here. You see the Omega tattoo on his chest now, so she's turning him into a weapon. I'm really excited.
Yeah.
The other thing that really stuck out is it looks like Green Lantern just took a shit and he is really upset. About
Now,
it.
that's not-
Power Ring.
That's Power
Right,
Ring.
that's not supposed to
Okay,
be Hal, but
whatever.
it looks
I
like
don't
Hal.
care
It does
about
look
that.
It really looks like Hal, yeah.
It looks like Hal,
Yeah.
and it does look like he just realized he took a shit.
That's
in
some
his
nice
drawers.
hair, though.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
is some gorgeous.
That's a head of hair.
The
I
only
wish I
thing-
had that.
The only thing I don't mean to keep
Kyle
on my
has that hair.
tangent. The only thing I don't like about this is,
Dick.
it's not necessarily about this. I like how Volthoom is the power ring. He's the evil entity. I hate that in the other Green Lantern, that I believe it was still Jeff Johns. They brought the first Lantern and they named him Volthoom.
Yeah,
was
that
like,
really
it-
confused me.
like,
That's
'cause
When
in,
I
in
tried to read that, and
Grant
I was
Morrison's
confused.
Earth 2 or whatever, it's Volthoom is inside the ring, inside the power ring that looks like Kyle Rayner, but then Volthoom was the first Lantern in the New 52 crap. Now Volthoom is the power ring. Well, there still was a first, like, it's just
That's Earth 3,
And
right?
now
Yeah.
Spencer's
Yeah.
gone cross-eyed.
Yeah.
yeah, it's just there's
Everything's
too many
planned.
people with the
Jessica-
same name.
Yeah,
trying to
yeah.
do the same
Jessica
thing.
Cruz is Power Ring Earth 3, and
Yeah.
right? Or yeah.
Fucking
Yes.
multiverses.
I think my mom became Green Lantern in first.
Well,
Yeah,
well,
no-
Jessica's not from. She's not from Earth 3, right?
No,
she's
but
from
she-
Earth
No,
1.
she's
She
from
has
here.
the ring from.
But
From
it,
Earth
it
3.
like possessed her because
Yeah, right.
Because he
This is-
died.
whatever
on
the
Earth 1.
fuck his name is on Forever Evil, he died, right?
Yeah,
I can't remember his name.
Yeah,
he's in this issue. He's the guy that looks like Hal.
yeah, it's the power ring because Sinestro I think killed him.
I'm just hoping that the Jessica Cruz of Rebirth has resolved all this shit. I don't want to hear about it anymore. I don't hear about how the ring
I mean-
is scaring her. It's eating off of
Now-
her fear. She's afraid. Bullshit. Like, just be a Green Lantern.
Now, if this comes
leave.
into the movies
enough.
and Jessica Cruz is like Rosario
Just get
Dawson,
the fuck out.
okay, you know what I mean?
More screen
Like,
time.
I'll,
Keep forgetting this is a kid.
I'll
Speaking
buy
of
a
her,
ticket, but
she's
you know.
she's Batgirl in the Lego Batman movie. She's the voice of Batgirl.
Oh really? Oh,
Isn't Zach Galifianakis the voice of the Joker in that
Yes.
movie?
really?
And Will
Yes.
Arnett is Batman. I
Wow,
think.
that's
Yeah.
awesome.
That will,
Damn.
yeah. I mean that makes sense.
I-
Batman.
If Eric, for the uninitiated macaroni, you know, I do not watch any of these, but I may have to with some of these voices. I don't know. Look at him. He's like.
But it's
ooh.
Rosario Dawson.
Have you ever seen
Yeah.
somebody
I like
with
the
these
visuals.
headphones look so sad?
Yes.
Do you have another one?
I have.
No, I just wanted to mention those three. Oh, just and in general, Vision and Black Widow. If you're not reading
Oh
these books,
my
you're an
God,
asshole.
Vision.
Yeah, these are like
Oh
two of the
my
best
God.
books that Marvel's
Black
doing
Widow
right now.
also,
They're
that's
incredible.
great.
Yeah, just incredible.
If you're to quote the Fox, if you're not reading these, you're an asshole.
That's right. You're a total asshole.
Hey, asshole. Go.
Are we speeding through, or are we actually doing our...
I think we're speeding through a little bit.
Okay,
Yeah, it's like 10 after 11.
not a problem. All right,
Do all yours. Go for it.
Before I
Good, great, grand.
Before I go through this, I wanted to mention that
we
Last
yelling
Sons of
at the
America 4 came out last week. It wrapped up. It wrapped up that storyline. It was a really good
Which
book.
one?
It
Sorry.
ended Last Sons of America.
Gotcha.
So
I need to
if you
get
haven't been
these
reading
ears
that,
checked.
I'm pretty sure that the trade. I don't know when the trade's coming out, but when the trade comes out, pick it up. It was a pretty good
Oh,
story.
my little ear.
I'll try to do these quick.
Yeah,
I
go
won't
for
go
it.
into depth with this. Wicked and Divine is back. Wicked and Divine 18
Yeah.
came back.
I heard it's actually just going straight through to the end.
Good.
Like
Because,
there's no
like, taking time
wait
off
for,
and then
for
the-
trades.
Like I understand like they
Build it
brought in
up
the
and-
guest artists and stuff like that, but
Which
it's like just
did not work.
no, just go back. Just it's the book
that-
sell is your guys. Just go
There
that
was the
guest
one-
artist
do your,
was.
do your book.
There was the one issue where they just like repurposed it from all the other
Yeah,
issues or something.
They took
Oh,
no.
like scenes from like Sex.
I
and then
understood it,
scenes from
but
other issues
yeah,
and,
sex criminals,
of the-
right?
Yeah, Sex Criminals.
Yeah,
Yeah, because Zdarsky.
I don't know.
Why the hell did they do that?
Just because they could.
It was like a
Oh.
thing.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It was like doing like flashbacks. They just used panels they already used. From the book.
People not named
That's
us
really
liked
weird.
Yeah.
it. So, you know, internet liked
So,
it. You know what I mean?
gotcha.
As
Yeah.
Johnny Worthless.
Right, right.
So Persephone's back in this one. It's
Oh.
some cool shit happens. So check it out.
Yeah,
Rough-
what did you think of that? I was eager to hear what you thought of that.
Rough Riders.
Yeah.
Rough Riders #1 from Aftershock. Adam Glass, Patrick O'Leaf, O'Liffey, Olliffe. Olif.
It was interesting.
I'm interested. This kept described to me as League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, but with like American heroes. Teddy Roosevelt, Annie Oakley, Thomas Edison, Jack Johnson, Harry Houdini. They're all going to be part of this. This book mainly focused on Teddy Roosevelt, and then we get a little bit of Jack Johnson, and we get a very brief bit of Houdini. It starts with Teddy Roosevelt saving like a burning building.
He's almost like
there's a
Batman.
bunch of there's like a bunch
It's
of
like
women.
if Teddy Roosevelt was Batman and
Kind
he was
of.
recruiting the
Sold.
Justice League.
Did you read it?
Sold.
Yeah, I like that a lot. The
Yeah.
art was amazing.
Sounds cool.
Yeah, the artwork was great.
This might be the first Aftershock book.
Wow.
that I-
Yeah, but it's him rescuing people
Teddy
from a
Roosevelt's
burning
a
building.
badass.
Look at it
And-
here. Show that picture of his eyes.
Oh,
Like,
that's
He looks like-
awesome.
he
Yeah.
looks like a
Oh,
steampunk.
wow.
He does.
Yeah.
Steampunk glasses, yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
like that.
like he saves these women from the building. They're on like the roof of another building, and he's like, today 9 women were saved, but for the rest of my life I'll only remember the one that I failed to rescue. And it shows like a girl coming up to like thank him,
Yeah.
and as she's walking up to him, she falls through the roof.
Oh.
Like the structure of
It's funny.
integrity.
It's like Batman.
That's
he
never
can save
good.
a million people, but it's like one person dies. He's like,
Yeah, he's
fucking
like,
failure.
I failed.
Right.
Like the scene where he's in the shower and all the scars on his
Ooh.
back and
Yeah,
everything.
look at that. The steam coming up
Ooh.
and stuff.
Like the
It
art.
looks like someone cleaved his back.
It does,
Yeah.
yeah. It's like beyond
He
scars.
was talking about how his
Yeah.
father told him like you can have a tough mind, but you need to have a tough body as well. It's this
Yeah.
great like inner monologue. It's amazing.
Huh.
He goes into a room with basically there's 4 gentlemen sitting around smoking cigars, drinking scotch,
Mhm.
Like you do.
and it's like it's supposed to be
Nice.
like John D. Rockefeller, Carnegie, like it's supposed to be just like the big
Big
people,
shots.
Yeah.
the big shots of the
Yeah.
tycoons, and they say
Shot
like
callers.
they need him for a job.
Oh.
And he's like, all right. He's like, I need to put together a group, one elite with a special set of skills. And the first person he goes after is Jack Johnson,
Oh, cool.
who was in a fight and is picking the guy's teeth out of his off his boxing
Nice.
glove after knocking him out.
This book sounds awesome.
Wait.
It does, doesn't
This
it?
book sounds so awesome.
So Teddy goes up to talk to him, and he's like, not bad. He's like, you can do better. He's like, if you can lay a glove on me, I'll give you $100. And Johnson just starts taking swings, and Roosevelt blocks him, like dodges
oh, come
him.
on.
Johnson goes to
No,
take
Roosevelt's a badass.
Johnson goes to throw a big left hook, and Roosevelt just ducks it, and he ends up in the water.
Oh, that's awesome.
And so he's talking to me like that he wants to recruit him. He's like, yeah. He's like, what can I do for you, Mr. Roosevelt? And he's like, you know who I am? He's like, everybody knows who you are. And he goes to help him out of the water, and Jack Johnson just pulls him right in.
To get back out.
Yeah, he's like, what was
Nice.
that for? I don't like getting wet.
Yep.
You like getting wet, don't you?
Yeah, I was waiting for it. Somebody say it.
So they have a good laugh, and it's like, all right. Jack's like, so what's next? He's like, do you like magic? Yeah, why? And so that's the guy.
There have
That's
been
the
a lot
guy
of
we're gonna
pornos
go to
that
see
started
next.
with that line.
And he says he calls
Houdini.
himself the Kings of Cards. They call him the Great Houdini.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
And that's where the first issue ends. The next issue is Bully for You.
All right. What's the name of this book?
Rough
Rough
Riders.
Riders.
You got your Rough Riders.
I gotta get this fucking book.
I was upset that it wasn't.
Oh my
DMX.
god. This is
Yeah.
only $2,
Kinda
right?
steampunky.
No,
Friend-
the first one. No, this one's $3.99.
Yeah, because it's by
$4.
the ones that are $1.99 are by more lesser.
Yeah,
lesser
Oh,
those
okay,
are their
okay.
like the lesser known people. But this was
But
their
yeah.
like third wave, and these
Okay,
are these are
okay.
the ones that are three. It
Still,
was
that's
this.
Preview for a book called Black Eyed Kids, which
Yeah,
seems
it-
fucked up.
Yes.
It was this.
Yes, it
this
does.
Jackpot and Black Eyed Kids were the third wave. I got Rough Riders, and I didn't get Black Eyed Kids, but I got this and Jackpot.
How was
Oh, Black Eyed
Jackpot?
Kids out.
It just came out yesterday,
Oh,
so
okay,
I'm
so you haven't
gonna,
gotten
I'm
to
gonna
read
read it. I'll
Okay.
probably review it next week.
Aftershock. Get it.
And who's our team?
They have
once
not
again?
put out
Adam
the trades
Glass,
yet.
Patrick
Patrick
O'Liff.
O'Liff.
No,
Can't
nothing
wait
has-
for the trades.
Nothing's that far yet.
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna-
think the farthest along anything is this 4 issues.
I gotta admit, every single one he's reviewed, I'm gonna buy the trade for. So
Yeah,
I
they-
just have
they
to
would
wait
knock
for
it-
the trade they reviewed.
This is
Yeah.
this is one of those
Solicit.
companies I'm glad I jumped on right when they came out, because if they get popular, I have a feeling these could be
worth
Could be.
something or whatever. Yeah.
Because when you review them, it's not just that you like them, like your enthusiasm comes through. You definitely tell it. It feels like it's a company.
I'm already looking to see if there are any more copies, and I don't
Which
think
one?
there are.
no. A lot of these we just ordered in just
Pomey.
so if you don't
Oh.
want
That's not my
if
favorite
you don't
ones.
want them on your pull,
Bring
if
my
you want them, put them on your
Yeah,
pull.
I wonder if she got
Definitely
this.
one up collectibles.
One Up Collectibles, oneupcollectibles.com, 514 Penn Avenue,
Mhm.
West Pennsylvania.
Definitely order
19611.
them. Kyle
soon
likes
to be
good
Amazon.
books. Yes, Kyle likes good
Except
books.
from
Can you put that on my poll?
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I mean, that sounds pretty slick.
Do you want me to rip through
Star
it?
Wars, yes, rip
I'm
through
going to
it.
give you guys a choice. I can do Grizzly Shark
Grizzly Shark!
or Poe Dameron.
Grizzly Shark!
What do you want to do?
I want to do Poe
I've-
Dameron.
Okay.
Grizzly Shark!
Yes!
I will review Grizzly Shark
It
Great,
sucks.
very quickly.
It's a
Okay.
comic.
Came
I
out
have
4 years.
taken it off
5
my
years
pull
ago.
list.
Oh.
This was issue 1.
Oh.
You think
Invincible
Ryan
artist
Otley.
Ryan Otley.
I don't care. Leave it on my pull list. I'm not buying it.
Invincible artist Ryan Otley. When he first started drawing, like 6 years ago.
Yep.
Oh,
If
so
you
we-
have a substantial pull list, or at least you have to watch your budget like I do, while I got some cheap giggles from this, I read it and immediately go, oh, I'm never going to reread this. I'm never in my life am I going to open up this book again.
Did you first issue guarantee it?
Huh?
You should have first issue
Nah, I don't
guaranteed
care.
it.
It's
You could have got your money back for it.
At 1UP, if you put it on your poll,
You
And
issue
you
one, you don't
dislike
like
it?
You have 7 days to bring
Get
it
your-
back for
get your
credit.
dollars back.
Nice.
So,
Yep.
that's my review of Grizzly Shark. If you want a cheap laugh,
Give me
and you-
Poe.
and you don't have
Phil
to,
Noto.
He is just a po boy.
you don't have
Spare
to
him
watch
his
your
life
budget.
from this
Try it, but if you
monstrosity.
do,
But-
all right, Poe Dameron.
Sorry, you don't get your
Easy
money back
go.
for Phil Noto.
No,
He's amazing.
Phil
so.
Noto and
He's amazing.
Charles Soule.
Says you.
This, well, and I agree. Phil Noto's art in this book
Ooh, Charles
is
Soule.
bananas good. Yes, and
Yes.
Charles Soule writes this. So this book is essentially just a story of Poe Dameron starting
Never
the
heard
mission that brought him to Jakku that we first see him in The Force Awakens.
Jakku.
This is... thank you. You do it one more time.
Jakku.
That's great. So that's really what this issue is.
Is BB-8 in it?
This is the one frame that stood out to me, and even Aaron looked at it. He nails Princess Leia in that, like the
Oh
age
my
Princess Leia.
God.
It's perfect.
Let me
That's
see it.
amazing. And Poe.
Perfect.
And Poe.
And
And
Poe.
Poe.
Let me see it.
Look at this.
And
The
For what
it
it's
looks like
worth-
right down
he,
there.
Yeah, he nails
That's
it.
for the
Crush it.
people that are worried,
Yeah.
Yeah,
or
he does nail it.
Crushed
worried
it.
or interested or whatever, it has nothing to do with sexual whatever. It's just
Yeah.
it's a mission.
Yeah.
So if you're worried or
The
you're
rumor is that
excited
he's
or
the
what,
first gay
sorry, it's
character.
just
So we get
Just
to see
a
the
mission.
formation of the team he's going to be using to go on these missions. They capture that kind of
BB-8.
the character that we got to know in The Force Awakens, kind of that snarky, confident guy. Soul captures that
the cocky
really,
pilot?
really,
Yeah.
really well.
Okay.
but also like good intention.
Yes. Good intentions, but has that humor. Of course, BB-8's in it. Everybody loves BB-8. So I know we're doing a rapid review, but this book was great. There is like a little tiny mini story in the back, which is,
Cool.
I guess it's cute.
Oh, you hate that shit. I love that. It's
I
almost
don't
like
hate it.
Calvin and Hobbes. It looks like
I
that.
don't hate it.
Who did
It's
the art
just
for that
like,
one?
I don't know.
Is it-
Jordy Belair.
Jordy!
Oh wow, she did the entire.
She did the art
Yeah.
and the
That's
colors.
awesome.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That looks
it's
amazing.
Cute. It's really cute.
Jordy!
That's. I mean,
All
well,
right, I'm
no,
gonna have
it's
to pick it
meant
up.
to be a cute
Yeah,
story.
it's
It's
I'm
what
gonna
it's
have
meant
to
be.
pick it up.
Yes, I encourage you to do so. They capture the character
This will
really,
be my
really
first
well.
Star Wars book.
Oh, don't pick that scab.
And
Mhm.
I can't wait to read
Other
the next
than I
issue.
got the 4-part.
I think it's funny of all the books that I
Force,
brought,
Oh,
the
the
2 books I
connected,
reviewed are
yeah.
technically on Aaron's pool, not mine. But that's how it goes.
I'll put Grizzly Shark on her pole.
The last thing
I'm gonna end up paying for it anyway.
I was not sure if
So you admit you're gonna pay
Faith
for it.
number 3 was last week.
I don't think
doesn't
there's any
matter.
strict rules.
But I would just say
No,
Okay.
no.
yeah, bad Chris.
Jodie Hauser, Francis Portela, and Marguerite Savage.
Scotella.
That's just how I say it.
With a name like Francis.
Amazing book, funny. She's just like everybody's geek favorite. She's great. I love the art. It's classic Valiant art. And
I didn't
just-
pay attention when this was listed. I thought it was an ongoing. Apparently, it wasn't because
it was a miniseries, and now it's an ongoing.
Now it's going to be an ongoing
apparently,
because that made the comic
Yeah.
news.
Yes,
You know how they
right.
do.
I'm
you
an
know,
ongoing.
just-
Yay!
I'm an ongoing. 10 more variants. All right, but great book.
This
So
portion of
funny,
Black Ops
so
by Trey
great.
Unix.
And then Old Man Logan number 4 with Jeff Lemire writing, Andrea Sorrentino, one of my favorite artists for 3 years now.
It's
With
the Green Arrow.
Going
too,
back to
right?
Green Arrow, and he was able to draw Hawkeye in this.
Ooh.
Well, I'm
Which
sorry,
Hawkeye?
Kate Barton.
Kate Bishop.
Yes.
That looks awesome.
Or Kate Bishop, yeah. Jeez. Kate
I'm
Barton.
a big Hawkeye
Kate
fan,
Barton
sorry.
and Clint Bishop.
Ooh.
Yeah. And then
Both
I
technically Hawkeye.
love the way he drew
true.
old Captain America.
Yeah, that looks cool.
Yeah.
I like his shiny shield.
Yeah.
It's real
Must
shiny.
read.
Old Ben Rogers.
We'll just say
Ooh.
it's all the classic Andrea Sorrentino
Yeah.
stuff, and then great fight.
I miss
between-
him on Green Arrow.
Captain
oh my
America.
god, he's awesome.
Great fight between Captain America and Wolverine, and then just he shows him
That's a
what
great page.
the current dead Wolverine looks like.
Uh-huh.
I never noticed.
in case
Sorrentino's
of
They've
Adamantium.
kept him dead for a while now. I'm kind of
I
surprised.
thought
Two
he was
years,
back.
2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
Death
back
of
up
Wolverine,
there.
October 2014.
Right.
And
I was just gonna say Sorrentino. I think I know why people like him. It's like if Jay Lee had more definition and knew how to draw hair.
It's like if Jay Lee knew how to draw.
As
Yeah,
much
it's
as I like
it's
Jay
like
Lee.
if Jay Lee was good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
It's like if Jay Lee didn't suck.
Yeah.
It's
And
like
I
if
like
it was
it.
Sorrentino drawing it.
For the listeners and for you guys who can't see Lee, he's over there with the most shit-eating grin right now.
I love Jay Lee.
I'm
Ugh.
falling. Why is my hair going down?
Yeah. My hair is metal spikes.
Yeah.
Just because.
How was your book?
I think Jay Lee is a competent, great artist.
Ugh.
And I happen to think you're wrong.
Yeah, me too.
But anyway,
And some people think
The last
LeBron's
thing,
better than
it
Jordan.
ends-
People are wrong.
it ends with the end of
Sports.
Extraordinary X-Men #1. So I think that was
Oh.
very cool. And then the next arc is supposed to be a new arc. So I thought this was great.
And I believe I saw in some. Oh, never mind. I'm not gonna say it. It's just spoil it next part.
Yeah, I thought it was great, and
Down really
must read if you're an X-Men fan. Like, there is really
Is it?
no bad X-Men book right now.
I-
Uncanny, all new, Extraordinary and All
Not
New are
reading
the
anything.
two best by far, except for
Mm,
Wolverine.
uncanny.
Uncanny is better.
Uncanny.
I can't deal with the art.
Uncanny's
I can't
better.
deal with the art on Extraordinary.
What's wrong with the art
Oh.
on Uncanny? I like that art.
I
No,
love
I'm reading
Uncanny.
it, but-
He's the one that
He doesn't
the
like
art
Greg
on
Land.
No, I
Uncanny.
know, but I'm just asking.
I don't like Greg Land,
Oh, the porno thing.
and I
I don't
love
like Ramos.
Yeah,
I like
I like
Umberto
Ramos.
Ramos,
Fuck that
and I really like Andrea Sorrentino, and I really do not like Greg Land at all. But
It's interesting you talk about Old Man Logan because I read that in the Secret Wars and I read it. It didn't really. Besides the artwork, I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna read this when it comes out.
Sorry, I'm just the headphones sometimes. Every once in a while, when
Yeah.
I go for. This is making
Do you
me laugh.
wanna come over and?
No, they're.
I
fine.
You want to pet the bunny?
just one of my favorite
had a
books
suit like that when I was little.
in Secret Wars.
I'm
I-
gonna have to go back because I've heard nothing but good things.
To
I
each
shouldn't have been so stubborn.
to each
Eric,
their
I'm
own.
gonna
Like
Winnie
it's
those
not.
bunnies.
That's right.
That was Bendis. This is Lemire though. It's a different
Yeah.
writer, so you never know.
I think
you
it was
know.
also at the time when I was looking at my budget and I was just like, if I wasn't sold on that character, then look at my budget.
Yeah.
Can't.
cut, right? Yeah, that's
it
certainly
out.
true.
Which is stupid
Cut
because I'm gonna end
it
up buying
out.
in trade anyway. Doesn't matter.
Well,
Will.
like I think this was great. Like we had all that stuff with weekly roundup, except for Kyle finishes.
like, you skipped over that book. Real quick,
Was it good?
Harley Quinn and the Suicide Squad April Fool's special. I liked it.
Good.
I liked it a lot.
That is shocking.
But there's
Actually, I didn't hear any of that.
there's
I'm
two
sorry.
names that are interestingly missing from the list though, and those
Oh.
names that aren't on here might be the reason why that aren't on might be the reason I like the book.
That's rough.
Is it Hitler and Stalin?
Tell us what's going on.
No, that's who's on the book.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. He said why he didn't like the book.
The names that are off the
Okay.
book.
Okay.
Hitler and
Yeah.
Stalin are now on.
Sorry. Thank goodness.
Basically, it
I have
starts out
very
where
sensitive ears.
Harley gets a note, like she's watching TV, she gets a note with it's called Evil Anonymous, a supervillain therapy group. And she goes there, the note basically it's basically like, we understand that you're like a psychiatrist, you could like come and talk with us type thing. So she gets all normaled up. Like she goes, she's Dr. Quinzel. and she goes out to meet up, and she's like, all right, I'm gonna go do good. He's like, all right, first one, Man Bat. I mean, like, he looks at
It's a ferocious looking man
yeah,
bat.
it's a really good Man Bat.
Oh wow,
Wow.
that's really nice. Yeah.
And it's like she actually like jumps onto the back of Man Bat and starts giving him a therapy session while they're flying. To the point where like he's trying to fly and she's like holding onto
do
him,
that.
steering it.
Ride
Like
Man
she makes him
Give a
crash.
therapy session while
Like she
flying.
bounces off a fire truck. Like Thok, we get the X-ray vision of like what happened to his skull when he went headfirst into a fire truck. Yeah, a little bit like they land. He turns back, like he reverts back to normal.
Kirk Langstrom.
Yeah,
normal?
she reverts back. He reverts back to Kirk Langstrom normal. He's like, I cured him. And she is like, someone yell, "Hey you!" and she just runs off. And then what I liked about this is it was a couple different people doing the art. So the art now went to like this like little kid, kid. And this was I think my favorite story. It's like it's very like kiddie art. And it's her like on her couch, and she's knocking the door, and somebody comes in, and it's the first person in is Killer Moth, and like he's telling her a problem, like she's like, have a seat. She like puts her hammer down. He's like, you can call me Dr. Quinn, and she like and she like under her breath like medicine woman. It's like, now what seems to be the problem? He's like, I'm obsessed with moths, and he's like going on and on. She's like, I could do this. I could be like the therapist to the villains. And like so like she has the Enchantress, Ratcatcher, someone with a Starro stuck to their face, Toyman, Ivy, and Ivy, all of them are basically explaining what they are. She's like Enchantress, like, I'm just a sweet girl who wants to stop an evil witch from possessing her body. Fool, destroy, rend, conquer. I do an awful lot of charity work. Toyman's like, I suppose it all goes back to my childhood. She's like, yeah, you don't say. And Poison Ivy's there. She's like, really? You want therapy? Of course. So she nice spread.
Oh,
for
I can't
future
wait
quest
for
right
that.
here.
Cannot wait for that book.
I can't wait for the 2-page ads to stop.
Yeah.
And like after Ivy's like, yeah, I want therapy, cocktail therapy, and they go on like a crime spree, and like she's like, all right, I think let's do some field work, and she takes Killer Moth to try to stop Scarecrow, and it doesn't go well, but it's just like this little thing was funny with her being like the therapist to the supervillains, and then we go back to. Like,
I like that artwork.
Yeah.
yeah, this is the Jim Lee, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, the Jim Lee art. Yeah. I think it was.
Jaylee.
No, I'm trying to remember who was the artwork on the kid. The kid.
Jay Lee.
Was it the person that does Squirrel Girl? What kind of
It looked like it, yeah.
I think
Brittany
it's just
something.
Sean Galloway.
No.
Sean Cheeks Galloway.
Is it? Are you thinking it's Jay Lee?
Cheeks.
Jay Lee?
Yeah. But Jim Lee did the art for the first 10 pages and then the last 10. And basically what we find out through this is this was like all in her head. And
Get outta here.
it's been Amanda Waller like fucking with her
Oh.
this whole
Aw.
time. And it's like her in front of these screens. She's like, yes. Like, the superheroes, Harley. Superheroes take our dreams away. Like you've been out for days mumbling something about evil anonymous Harley. It's like you seem to but then when we put the superheroes on the screen, you get really angry, and like it's just that, and we find out that like Waller's trying to put the Suicide Squad together again, and we see Boomerang, Katana, Killer Croc, and Deadshot, and she's they're basically like, do you really think this is a good thing fucking with her head like this? And she's like, whatever. Like she's motivated.
Is that Amanda?
Now. That's Amanda.
Okay.
Like she's motivated
She
now.
gained
I
on
was
the
just
pounds.
gonna say, yeah, they're making her heavy again.
Yeah.
Is she the wall again? I
There
want the
was,
wall
uh,
back.
She's getting there.
She's
I
Maybe
getting
want
a
the
year
wall.
ago, she was saying how she was eating more or something. Yeah.
Oh, that's
Okay.
right. I remember that.
But
This-
then
I want my wall back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too.
she's like, I needed to know if certain villains were up to the grade. I needed Harley motivated for what's coming. And she's like, well, she's motivated now. Boomerang's like, I don't give a crap. But Deadshot's like, all right, just tell us which of these capes we've got to kill first. So the Suicide Squad apparently is going to go after the superheroes. So this is this is leading into the new Suicide Squad, which Ghibli's doing, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see how that goes. But like overall, I actually really enjoyed this issue.
Okay.
And I was like, normally these one shots, they're but this is the first one that I think wasn't done by the two names that aren't on the list. So,
They who must not be named.
Yeah, those who must not be named.
You mean two of your
Voldemort.
favorite people
Yeah,
that
that's
you
it.
just
Yes.
don't like?
Yes,
yeah.
two of my favorite people. I can't stress enough how much I like them,
That is
and
an
they're
important part to that.
like
You just
I
don't
really
like the
do,
way they
like,
interpret your character.
Exactly.
That's all. Yeah.
Like I have nothing but respect for them and what they do. I just don't like them on that character.
That book,
That's
yeah.
the only thing.
I just thought we should clarify since
Yeah, it's,
I think some people
Jim-
thought
Jimmy
maybe that
Palmiotti
you
and
were
Amanda
just
Conner. No, I really
Yeah.
do. I buy a lot of the stuff. Like Delete #2 just came out. I
oh
picked
my
that
god,
up. Like
You support those
Amanda's
two
art,
stars.
like you just
Yeah.
how much did you buy? You know what I mean? So,
I bought my fair share.
Yeah,
But it's one of those
so-
things like I still, even though I don't like the book, I still buy it and support them.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
I still get it. It's just one of those things that it's just that's not my version of Harley.
Oh well, obviously it is a lot of people's version of Harley,
Yeah.
but it's not the real version of Harley, is it? Like I don't know, but
What is his name?
Yeah.
But-
yeah,
How about that?
Either way,
I guess it is. Yeah,
We made
but-
it for you. Eat it.
yep.
On a
What
really
that
quick
means.
note, it saddens me that the team that they currently have is it still Black Hand, Parasite, Reverse Flash, Harley.
No.
At the end of that, it looked like it's going to be Harley, Boomerang.
Well, yeah, I know, but I'm just talking about
Right
previously.
right now, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, those are really cool characters.
And who's to say some of them may not stay?
Yeah,
but
I know, but looks
I like the
they're
one that
pulling-
had King Shark.
That's the
I
team that
loved King
Midnighter's been
Shark.
fighting in Midnighter.
Oh, really?
Was that
yeah,
on
really
Glass?
good stuff.
I loved King Shark, and Yo-Yo was on that team before he blew himself
I met
up.
him at the Camden Comic Con, which was on Rutgers
Mm-hmm.
Camden campus. I love that. Yeah, I don't know.
Yep.
Yeah, it just seems like whatever doesn't work, they just kill the next character off, which is what Suicide
Yeah, that's what
Squad's
it's supposed
about.
to be.
Right.
Yeah, that's what
right.
that was. That's basically that
Yeah.
series.
I did like Yo-Yo.
I loved Yo-Yo.
Yeah.
He was
Oh,
really.
man.
I loved when they realized he
brought
was
him back,
alive.
yep.
They didn't realize he was alive. He
Alive
was
in
actually
King
like
Shark.
he was alive in King Shark's
Yeah.
mouth because he spread himself out
Wait,
so he
what?
couldn't swallow him. Yeah, King Shark ate him
You could have taken that a couple
Yeah,
ways.
yeah.
literally. Like
Nom nom.
Ate him.
Chomp chomp.
He was nom.
I was gonna say swallowed, but I'm like that doesn't sound any better.
He was using teeth, in other words.
Yes, he was using teeth, but Yo-Yo made himself really small and then got big and basically coated the inside of it,
Oh,
so he
shit.
couldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything
Yeah.
you
I
just
know, I
said,
can't
you
say it,
tried to
I
make
can't
it better,
say it.
and that
Coated
made
the
it
inside of his
so.
mouth.
He was small, and then he got
hot.
really big,
Yeah.
and then he coated the inside of his mouth. That's
Yeah,
not
there's
good.
no
Tom looked like he
saving
was
it.
Tom
There's
Sawyer
no
on a
saving it.
I don't think we're gonna get better than on that note right there.
Oh
He was
my
tickling
gosh,
the
that's
tonsils.
awesome. Look how cute.
Yeah.
Aw. Look at that variant
they
cover.
did the variant cover with the
adorable.
artist that did the little.
Well, if you
Look at
wanna-
man
with
that.
Gal-
You want
Galloway.
to code our mouse? You
Lee,
can send
did
us
you
an
want to
email
end on
at
that new?
Saturday Morning Comics Podcast at gmail.com.
No, he's already
Please
What?
send us an email.
Yeah, it wouldn't
What were
kill
we
you.
gonna say? I'll
talking. No, you're good. Just go ahead. Nope, never mind.
follow
Just
us on
speak.
Twitter
He's
at
playing
Sat Morning
Injustice.
Comics. I'm Grown Up Rated Chris.
I'm the Silver Fox.
Cow.
Detective Macaroni.
At Huge Shiny Mistake.
Toot.
Toy Master Lee.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for stopping by.
Have a good one.
Love you.
Grazie.
Thank you for completing my toot.
Toot, toot.